Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. This week brought to you by Braintree.
Bug me for like 30 minutes. Are you going to be here for the podcast? Where's Burnie? Do you need to wait for you?
We did not bug you for 30 minutes. We asked you once when we were going to go live.
It was
Twice.
29 minutes.
Twice? I asked him once.
You asked twice.
I asked once. I'm Gus.
Gavin?
Barbara.
I'm Burnie Burns.
I'm Gus. You're what?
What'd you call it? Pelicast?
I heard Palcast.
I had podcast.
Plot. I think it was like a plodcast.
Can we rename this to Palcast?
We're going to plod around for an hour and a half or
No?
so.
Palcast? Anybody?
Not really talking about anything. No Pelcast.
I'm so proud of myself because for the first time in a long, long time, I am playing a game essentially at launch. When did The Division come out? Like
2
When
weeks
did
ago?
Division?
2 weeks.
The Division?
Yeah.
I thought you said Division.
No, Division. The
Yeah.
Division. Came out 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks
Couple
ago?
weeks.
March 8th.
Just the fact that I'm playing it in the same month that it came out is amazing.
You're proud of that?
God, yeah. I'm
Is
like,
it good? Do you like it? I haven't put it in yet.
I thought I would give it a shot. There's a mode in it that's really, really great that I like a lot. It's like I guess it's like an MMO, but people don't like it when you call it that. But it's got all the trappings of an MMO where it's got quests and side quests and all that stuff and collectibles and everything. Not that there's a lot
I have
of
a
collectibles
question.
in MMOs.
That's the game mode you like? You just described
No.
the game.
Shush.
Oh.
When you play Division, do you wear glasses?
Why?
Because it helps with Division?
Oh,
God
why did I
da-
ask why? Why did I ask that? Stepped right into it.
I've made that joke before.
That was-
I'm recycling now.
Yeah,
Did you make
that's
it on
awful.
camera?
I did. Yep.
You gotta up
On
your
a
standards.
podcast.
So what's
That
the,
is the
what's,
nice thing about playing a brand new game is I know I haven't talked about this before.
what's the mode you like?
The mode I like is called Dark Zone.
Oh, okay.
And there's a place in the middle of the map where you can go, and it's called the Dark Zone. And it's where all the best loot supposedly is. There's like really high-powered enemies in there.
That's where I go to die. In
That's
that
where
game.
most people go to
Yep,
die. A lot of people go there to
That's
die.
what happens.
But,
Unintentionally?
Yeah.
so you get like really good loot. You're obviously enticed to go in there, Gavin, because you could get a blue gun or perhaps even a purple or orange gun, which I've never even seen. But,
So is it the same color palette as Destiny for rarity
Yeah.
of guns?
yeah, green, blue.
It all goes back. World of Warcraft
Wow.
was the first one that did that, I think.
Do
Yeah.
they do
Is it
different
really?
things?
Yeah.
They're just
different
more
rarities.
powerful versions of the same thing.
What's the most powerful color?
Orange. But you can get an orange when you're level 12, Barb, and then by the time you're level 15, you know,
kinda
you
yellow in
is,
Destiny.
a level 15 green is better.
I wouldn't think orange would be the most powerful color. I don't know.
There's a so
I don't
the,
know
the
how-
problem is the way you the way I end up dying is you can get loot like all these things he's talking about. You can't just walk out with it.
That's the cool part about
You have
it.
to like escape.
You have to extract it. So you have to
Okay.
call in
Helicopter.
extraction. I don't know what you're calling in because I've never survived long enough to see it. But you call something in to come get the loot, and then everybody is like, "Oh, let's go fuck that guy up."
Yes.
Because they can see the thing coming in?
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone in the zone is notified that an extraction is taking place, and it's a minute 30, and it shows up, and then you got to hang your little bag on the hook because you're not allowed to take it out through the gate. It has to be taken out like to be decontaminated, and you can like get up to like 7 things in your little Dark Zone pack that you have.
And do you lose all 7 things if you die?
yeah.
Yep.
That is harsh.
Yeah, so
That's
you're
cool.
like, you hang your little thing on the hook, and then you're like, and it's usually like 4 or 5 people like hanging around by the hook, and you're like, no one's gonna shoot each other, right?
And then you can shoot each other at that point.
You can shoot each other at any point.
Can you
there.
take other people's shit from the hook?
No, you can't do that.
You can
That
shoot
would-
them.
that
You
would
can
be-
shoot them though and take the stuff off their body, right?
Yes, you can definitely
you-
shoot them and take the stuff.
So
off
it's
their
like, you
body.
can't take it
man.
off the hook, but you can kill them before the hook
Yeah.
shows up and just take it.
Can you one-shot them in the head, or is it like a battle when you
That's
take
a
someone
battle.
out?
You're battling.
You
People-
ba-
and there's this move, you know, like in Counter-Strike where people jump all the time.
Yeah.
This is like there's a dive roll, and everybody's just like dive rolling everywhere. Then bullets are flying, and people are dive rolling.
I want to
So-
try this game. It sounds like fun.
I'd like to see that in real life. Like there's just a firefight. Everyone's just like diving around, like the same repetitive motion again and again. Did I ever talk to you guys about fast traveling? Like when I was playing Fallout 4?
No.
You might have, because I might have told my story about how I didn't know fast traveling was a thing when I played Skyrim.
Oh yeah, no. There's a lot of people who didn't know. Somebody else didn't know that fast traveling was a thing in Skyrim
You're being laughed at.
and walked
I know.
everywhere. Patrick's laughing at you. Too,
I
so
I
he
spent a
knows bad.
lot of time walking around Skyrim.
I don't think you told your.
So
Fast travel thing.
I was playing Fallout 4, I was in the middle of playing Fallout 4, and I did this thing where I like fast traveled to some like estates, like it was like a little neighborhood. And when I came out of fast travel, I was like literally in the middle of a fight. And I was fighting, and all this stuff happens sometimes where you come out of fast travel and you're right in the middle of a fight. There's super mutants, and they were fighting the Brotherhood of Steel. And I like shot up. I actually think I have a clip from it too. I shot all these
Nice.
super mutants and everything. Fought for like 3 or 4 minutes. Then the Brotherhood of Steel were there, and I was still pretending like I was friends with them, so I didn't mess with them. But then I thought,
Pretending you were friends with them in a video game.
that's
Yeah, man, I'll come to your
Very
birthday.
story of my life.
Shit.
yeah, it's like they would text me and I wouldn't text back for like an hour. But I thought I fast traveled into that battle and I won the battle. But what did that look like from the perspective of the people in that battle, like in that world? What does it like? Did I just appear out of nowhere and then just start mowing shit down? Did I come running in super fast like
I
the
think
Flash?
what happened is you walked up at a normal pace, just like dazed,
Totally not
like
paying
glass-eyed,
attention.
and then you were like,
Yeah, that's exactly how I picture fast travel as well. It was like-
It's really just the same
time-
travel, but you get to ignore it. So it's like putting in headphones.
Right.
And the dude just wandered in the middle of a battle. And everyone's going, is this guy, okay, I guess he's not going to shoot. And then he like all of a sudden goes, huh? And then starts shooting everybody around.
I always pictured it like a pop-in. Like all of a sudden you're there. Like you got dropped in from
because time
above.
passes, like
Yeah.
you said. You think the NPCs are like, just don't worry. I've seen this before. Sometimes they just keep going and they're not going to do anything. And you pop away. You're like, oh fuck, not this time.
If he makes it past that clock tower, then we know he's not stopping here because it's always
just
a
wanna
spot
know-
where you stop.
how do they fast travel to the Pridwin? I assume you have to like get into a chopper at some point to get up there.
The Pridwin? What's the Pridwin?
Yeah, yes. You have to get in the
Play
vertebrae
the
to get
game.
up there.
It's like the giant airship.
Oh, I don't remember that stuff.
This is where we find out it's called Pride Win. You're just being an asshole.
Yeah, there's actually things where you get in the vertibird and go up there.
Yeah, yeah. It's just interesting how that works for fast traveling. I never fast travel off that thing. I just jump off the side. It's way fun.
Oh,
Way
because you
more fun.
have power armor.
Yeah, make sure you're wearing power armor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will
Otherwise,
die.
you just
Just the
respawn.
landing is so satisfying. It's like,
You've seen Deadpool, right?
yeah,
Superhero landing.
Superhero landing.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
I wonder if though Deadpool is going to make people like overanalyze superhero movies from this point on.
It will. They're
Like-
going to constantly reference it.
Somebody put the superhero landing thing together with the reveal at the end of the new Avengers trailer. Can you have spoilers for trailers? Is that possible?
nah.
No.
Everybody knows
It's
it's
free.
Spider-Man,
It's
right?
a fucking trailer.
And if it's
Okay.
free, you know, just watch it now.
Yeah.
That's on you, right?
Yeah,
That's on you.
It's not like you have to go and buy a movie or pay for a ticket.
So were you going to spoil the
Spider-Man reveal?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody put that together with superhero landing. Like they made a big deal.
What was up with Spider-Man's voice in that thing?
He's a young guy. He's a kid.
He's a really young guy. It's not like you're starting a YouTube video. Hey guys, Spider-Man here.
Today we're going to be unboxing my new suit.
I wouldn't be surprised if Spider-Man was a vlogger in the new movies.
The whole like journalist thing.
He'd be like a commenter because that's exactly the way the commenters work on the reaction channels, which is like they just play the whole Avengers trailer. Then he shows up in the last and goes, "Hey, what's up?" And that's it. And it's all done.
I would love it if he was going through puberty and he had that really like cracky voice. Like, hey guys,
He
get
does
away
have-
from her.
He has that a little bit, I think. I mean, he's got that little like
Nah, he's definitely pubic.
he's post puberty.
No, pubic, way
He's
better.
fully pubic.
Pubic's way better.
Man, do I want a beer,
Righteous.
Gavin? I don't want a beer.
You do
What
want
is
a beer.
the fancy liquor that we have sitting
This is something we stole from
on
Bethany.
the table right in front of me?
There you
That's
go.
the
I
chili-
don't want a shiner. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me?
Were you?
What's wrong with you?
Were you not on that episode of the podcast?
No, it was
We-
Blaine.
Oh right, we stole that from Bethany. It's like a
I gave
ancho
up.
chili liquor.
Oh, why?
At first, it seems like the worst thing in the world.
Yep.
So
Then
good.
it's like the best thing in
Guess
the
what
I'm
world.
at
this
that
is?
point in the discussion. Is that it?
Yep.
You're just drinking it straight?
Yeah.
Yep.
The first sip is like awful, and then it really
I'm
grows
gonna
on
give you some advice.
It's like Fireball. If instead of cinnamon, it was like a chili.
I like it.
Gross.
It's so good.
Basically sounds like
I'm
mezcal.
with you, Gus.
Yeah. We're just more sophisticated, Barbara.
Would you hand it to me, Barbara, so that I can sniff it?
I would love to hand it to you.
I will give it the sniff
A burn.
test. It's called
Ancho de Reyes?
Ocho Reyes. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Andale, andale.
All right.
Just give it a whiff. You'll see if you like it.
God no. God no. I may or may not have touched my nose to the.
I saw. I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah, we all saw. The camera was on you.
I may or may not have done that. I got to get
Now
my
it's
nose.
extra spicy.
Got to get my nose into
Well,
the mouth.
it's
of the
liquor,
bottle.
right? I mean, it disinfects.
It'll be
It should-
fine.
It should be totally fine.
If
I
you
wanna
were,
drink
if
it more now.
I got my nose on anything else, you would clean it with that, so you're fine.
You would, what?
so we should just like
Okay,
slosh it around and then it'll be clean.
It'll be totally clean.
Although bits of nose dust would fall into the
No.
liquid.
Nose dust.
When I got you with the shoe the other day, the Kung shoe, when I
Yeah.
came up to the studio after getting on a plane and stood right there, I want to talk about how good a shot that was because Gus has his laptop and his mic.
You threaded
and
the
I
needle.
made it through the gap.
Yeah, and you were like at an angle too. You weren't right in front of us.
No, I was off to the side. It came right by Gus. Gus doesn't even react. The shoe just goes straight by him. And God, if that microphone had been moved,
It would have hit the middle of my face.
it would have just like right smack in your mouth and nose.
It would have been full of like airplane shoe too, like
God.
not just normal.
Like,
shoe.
I think I got all the the gammy foot dust anyway, but it would have like smeared on my face.
Foot dust. What is the foot dust? Like the foot
For example,
leavings that came
take
out
your
of you?
shoes off and slam them together.
Oh.
There's gonna be some dust.
That's shoe dust, though, not foot dust.
Same
Isn't
deal.
it? Yeah.
Well, shoe goes on your foot. It's foot's a location.
What?
Yeah, but the dust
That's
is on
hand
the
dust,
shoe. The
not
dust is
glove
not on the
dust.
foot. If you slap your feet together, you're not gonna have dust fly off of them.
Do it. I bet. Let's backlight that shit. You got foot dust.
Where do you think the dust comes from?
Probably just dead skin.
The shoe, it's dust that falls on the shoe.
Oh, it's like dirt. You know, dust is human skin, right?
Do you not ever walk around with just socks?
Yeah, all
You
the time.
got dust.
Barbara, you didn't
Yeah,
know that?
but that's on the socks, not my
All
feet.
dust is just human skin.
Dust is what percentage human skin? 95% human
Something
skin?
like that. Yeah.
When
I
you
didn't-
see like
I
dust,
knew it
and you're
was
like
part.
when you're like rubbing your hand over stuff, and it's like the dust.
Yeah.
That's you shedding.
But when you're in like a really old attic and it's full of dust and there hasn't been humans in there for
It's spider skin.
Do you
what?
think you could take?
I don't believe that.
What percentage of dust is human skin?
But then how do you explain the dust of like all the places that are abandoned?
Usually 70 or 80%.
But
Then it's just 20%.
is it
of everything else.
ghost skin?
Ghost.
Whoa, Scoob.
Do you think you could collect your lifetime supply of dust? Say you're 50. You take all of your personal dust. Could you make a pile big enough to save your life if you jumped off the roof of a building?
Sure.
You human dust?
And you could save your own life with your own body.
No.
Yeah.
Cushioning.
You absolutely could.
How
That
tall
would
is
be
the
cool.
building?
I think I assume you mean like single story, like jumping off the roof of a house.
Like jumping off the roof of the hangar.
Then you could say I could survive
I,
an 80-foot fall with nothing more than my body.
yeah.
Yeah, and you would be
It's
right.
like a little trick.
It's like a
It's like a bar trick.
30-year trick.
It's a,
but
it's a
yeah,
long play.
It's a big commitment.
Just do the superhero landing. You're good to go.
Did you hear about the dude who cracked the knuckles in one hand his whole life and not the other?
Oh, yeah.
To prove that didn't cause arthritis?
It's a hero.
And
I guess that must have been like around for a long time.
It
And
must
he
have
didn't.
been
He was fine.
so dissatisfying for the other hand. Like when I've popped a finger on this hand, I'm like, I'm gonna do it on the other.
yeah, but usually if you don't crack your joints, you don't desire it on that part. Like people who
I don't
get
know, I like symmetry. It's
People-
like when someone.
Yeah, I don't worry about that. Like if I crack my middle finger, I don't have to crack my middle finger on my other hand.
Have you ever been getting rubs where they like move down one arm or like on your hand and they're like,
like a massage.
yeah.
Why
And,
did you say rubs?
and you're like
'Cause he's a
halfway
cat.
through the hand one.
I call it rubs too.
Yeah, cool
Yeah.
rubs. And like the person's halfway through your hand, and because you know your other hand's coming up, you're like, all right, finish up on this hand. Let's get to the other hand. I wanna feel the
Right.
same thing.
Do you
on
ever
my
get your
other-
feet massaged?
No,
Have you ever not? Never
I
had
haven't.
your
I
feet
don't go
massaged?
for rubs often. I've been like once or twice.
You know it feels
I just
real
saw
good?
you in like a photo with Meg. Like you guys were like getting pedicures or something.
Pedicures? No, we got rubs.
Is that what you're going to do?
Uh-huh.
Get rubs?
It was like a birthday spa thing that I got.
a birthday spa thing.
birthday spa. But whenever someone pulls on your toes and
Yes.
it's like almost to the point of cracking, doesn't that feel so good?
No, I want the crack. The full.
But even just the pull.
Do you ever think
Feels
it'd
good.
feel good if
Feels
someone
good, man.
tied little strings to all of your toes and then you were hung upside down by it?
What?
What?
Like it would just be like it'll pull them real good.
It'd feel good for like half a second when they crack and then you're like, ow.
Do you not think they would support your weight?
I don't know.
If you had, okay, let's assume you weigh 150 pounds.
Okay, let's assume
you
I weigh
have-
150 pounds,
I'm
everybody.
looking at Gavin. I think it's a fair estimate. And you have 10 toes, and you divide the weight evenly. Would that be 15 pounds of weight
Oh
per
no,
toe?
your toes can totally. Your toes and your fingers are the same thing.
Well, it's not. It's like the big one will take care of a lot of pounds. The little one, not so
Imagine your
much.
pinky toe carrying 15 pounds.
I think if you tied individually to each toe and hung me like a bat, I could stay that way
I
without
would-
a toe falling off.
You're going to break your toes.
I think what I'd do is
Maybe-
I'd clench them up, so I'd be like doing little toe pull-ups.
Yeah, but
It
I
would
don't
just
know.
like, it would squeeze all the blood in your toes and
it would
probably,
cut
like,
the circulation.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
the
I mean,
word
it probably
I was
wouldn't be
looking
pleasant.
for. Squeeze your blood.
I've always been kind of like freaked out about how strong my hands are versus other parts of my body.
Gavin?
No, but look, your hand is like there's no like muscle on your hand. Like if you go to the gym and you
So
work
there's no
out,
muscle on your hand.
there's not much. I mean, tiny. Like I can't flex my hands. and
All
make-
of this, there's all like muscles everywhere. Look at
No,
that.
no, I have muscles that let me move my hand, but I can hold my entire body weight with my fingers. Like I can like grab a ledge and hold myself. You never think about your grip.
But a lot of that's coming from your arm muscle, isn't it?
If I'm hanging by my fingers, right? like if I'm just like pulling myself, I'm not saying like my fingers like totally lift me up, but when I go to lift myself up, it's all that. But I have to maintain my grip with my hand. Even when you're working out at the gym, if you build your bicep up to where you're doing like curls with a 60-pound weight, your biceps gets enormous, but your hands are holding that 60-pound weight. They have that grip on it as well. It's just amazing to me how strong like your hands are, and you don't think about it.
So are there hand workouts you could do to make your hands
They
stronger?
got those little squeezy
There's a little
things.
grip. Yeah.
But isn't that your forearm?
Yeah, that goes down into your forearm, right?
It's
It's like a displaced.
Do you not think your feet are strong for holding your body up the whole time?
That's what started the conversation. Is that your hands, your toes, and your fingers are the same thing? So I'm sure your toes can
probably
support
hold you
you.
up.
Yeah.
I mean, they support you all day long anyway. You're fucking run on them.
Yeah.
Full speed.
I'm not hanging off them though.
Nah,
I get
that's
the
true.
opposite effect at the gym, actually. I have
You have tiny hands.
no. I always notice how weak my grip strength is because I could physically lift something, but I can't hold on to the bars. Like my hands aren't strong enough to hold up the bar, but I could physically lift it. It's very weird.
How do you know that you can lift it if you can't hold it?
Because my hand starts.
You palming it.
My muscles don't get sore, but my hand gets sore
Your hands get sore where?
on the wrist and on the fingers.
Like on your wrist, they get sore
Yeah.
specifically. I did think there's one exercise I do where one of my wrists would click every time I did the rep, and I was like, "Yikes, that's not good."
Yikes!
Like it wasn't even a click; it was like a click and a shift. It kept, like something in there.
Like
was
you're out of
moving.
alignment.
It is fun to like
Like a
isolate
disc.
parts of your body and try and use them though. Like I once tried to walk around my house using just this part,
Just what?
just my
Gavin
lower
is
leg.
pointing from his knee to his ankle.
Like, did you ever see that video where I was like walking around? I was lying down, but my legs were walking me around, like dragging me around.
I see.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I know what you're saying. I have not seen that video, but I think
I did
know
like
what
a
you're
lap of my house. It's tiring.
So, I'm gonna go back to what you were saying about like getting your toes pulled or whatever. My brother once described one of the best feelings ever to me, which is he was in his room. It's gonna take me a second to get there. This is not the best feeling. He was trying to learn how to skateboard in his room, and he fell off his skateboard in his bedroom on the carpet and broke both the bones in his right forearm, like clean across.
Wow.
To where I came in.
Did it come through the skin?
No, but he kind of lifted, and then it made that Z shape for his arm. And he was like freaked out, and my dad made a splint out of newspapers, and we ran him to the hospital. And then my brother was like, so much pain, it was horrible. And he was in the waiting room, got back there, and he said they laid him down in the bed, and they put his fingers in these like Chinese finger traps, you know those?
Yeah.
Like where you can put your finger in, but then as soon as you pull tight, it
Are they
tightens
really
up on him.
Chinese?
I'm just describing what it is. It's a normal finger trap, if there is such a thing. And they put him in these things, and then they lifted it up. They put it through a pulley with some weights on the side, so it stretched his arm out. And he said he finally was just like, "Oh my god, this is the best feeling ever," because it like stretched everything out.
It didn't
of course.
hurt?
What's that?
Oh, is
No,
that it?
because it was like
Okay,
it like
I guess
pulled
that's it.
everything like apart, and it was like stretched it back out to where it was all. The bone was holding a lot of stuff in place, and then wasn't all of a sudden, and it was like things were clacking together in there probably. So
Ouch.
he said that was the best feeling ever. But the reason why they did that was so that then they could walk up and go and
Yeah,
set
like
it,
mush it
like
back together.
squeeze everything super hard. So he said it went from like the best feeling ever to like the worst thing of all time.
Can't.
Oh man,
I
I've never.
can't do broken bones.
Yeah, I've never broken a bone. I had that fracture in my toe or in my foot a couple months ago.
Broke my leg.
Oh yeah, where you didn't know it was broken for like 3 months.
Yeah,
You're
that
just
sucked.
walking around on it.
I was like, yeah, my foot really hurts. I should see a doctor
You
about
had a
it.
cast.
It wasn't 3 months. It was like 2 months.
Big diff.
Yeah. So I feel bad for John still hobbling around.
Oh yeah, John Mace.
Yeah, with his
Why?
with his boot. He's
Do
like
we-
he's had that on for so long now.
Did we ever talk about what happened to John?
I don't think so. Not on the podcast.
I don't think
I
we
don't
have.
even know if we've ever talked
We'll
about
have John,
John.
we'll have John come on and talk about it sometime. That was crazy.
John Mace is our facilities guy,
Yeah.
He basically
taking care of like
does everything here.
local business.
By the way, the dressing waiting area, whatever you want to call it, the makeup area,
Yeah.
over there, lush.
Night Lush.
Lush. I was gonna say nice, and then I
I
went
think
to lush.
I think Patrick, were you responsible for that?
Have you seen it, Gavin?
No.
Go in there. Go right now. Go look.
Thank
We
you.
also probably have a picture.
Is there a light in there?
So just to give some context, the makeup room before this was utter disaster.
I don't know how to even describe it. I don't even know.
There was probably something living in there without us knowing. That's how bad it was.
Gav, what do you think?
He said it looks
Lights
dark.
are not.
It's
Oh,
not-
there. Now it's on.
Yeah, they got it all
Fancy.
organized. Dude, I love when stuff is organized.
Too.
All the closets in my house, you would think I'm a psycho.
Do you get like ASMR from it?
No, but what Gavin was talking about earlier, the thing that I get ASMR from is watching just massages, like head massages. Like I love that dude Baba in India, and I mean that leads to like other massages, like then arms and shoulders and stuff. I have that thing of symmetry, like that Gavin's talking about. Like he spent like half as much time on the right hand as he did on the left hand, and that bothers me. Like that really bothers me for some reason.
Yeah.
You know who used to do that? Nancy.
Oh,
Who's Nancy?
She used to just like clearly run out of time and just like quickly finish up on the other side. It's like,
Rub.
I'm not equal.
maybe she determined what the tension was.
You were in a dream I had the other night.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sexy.
I had a dream that I was at home, and there was a knock on my door.
I don't go to your house.
It wasn't you.
I don't even know where you live.
It was the cleaning lady.
I literally don't even know where you live. Do you know where I live?
No.
We're terrible friends.
It was the cleaning lady from here at the studio was at my front door knocking on the door, and I let her in, and she said, "You need to help me. Bernie's trying to kill me."
Yep.
And I said, "What?"
It really
and she
happened,
said,
actually.
"He's outside right now." And I looked out the window into my front into the driveway, and you were parked in your car, and you went like this to me, except you were actually shooting.
I was?
With his hand?
Yeah. And so I was like,
I like the idea of him just standing there, like just.
yeah, like totally calm, like not like me. You were just like in your car, like. And I was like, and then I woke up and I was like, what the fuck was that about?
It means watch your back is all that means.
But it's just weird that it was you and the cleaning lady, and you were trying to kill her,
She's warned
and she
you.
came to my house. I was like,
How often do you dream about people from work?
almost never. I
What,
tried,
what night was it?
You're trying to relate it to
it
what
might
you
have
were
been
doing.
like Thursday night or Wednesday
Thursday. It
night.
was during the week. So
Yeah.
you probably had seen me that day. Like if he had this
Maybe.
stream on Sunday night, Gavin, I would not have seen him for 2 full days. I'm
Yeah,
really
that'd
on
be
his
weird.
mind at that point.
Do you remember when you left those shells at the Ramses house
Yeah.
while I was staying there?
Why did I have those?
I don't know.
Must have been immersion, right?
No,
you
that
were just
was-
loving your shotgun at that point. You're like, let's go fire the shotgun. You want to fire the shotgun again? Let's go, shotguns. And then you would have your shells.
What you're saying makes no sense at all.
You just said
Gus,
shotgun
you
a
remember
whole
this
bunch.
period of time?
Nope,
When
no
I was
memory of
in
this.
love with my shotgun?
I just kept seeing your shotgun on that trip.
What in the world? We shot. I've never gone to fire my gun ever, except for immersion. Like literally, I went and fired it once with Gus, and I made him show me how to clean. I didn't grow up with guns,
I forgot about that.
and
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I had him. I didn't make you. I asked you to show me how to clean it the next day because I literally had never fired it. I don't think I've ever fired that gun outside of the zombie immersion shoot.
Well, you're wrong.
So, but
I mean,
can't-
I fired your shotgun at
where
Red's.
did you fire it?
The shooting range, Red's shooting range.
Oh yeah, we did go to
Story
the shooting
checks out.
range.
Maybe that. Okay, that's what it was. We took you guys to the shooting range. That's what it was. I've never been to Reds outside of that either. Just so you know, never have done it.
That's where we filmed them, right?
We filmed them shooting.
Yeah, that's right.
Ben crying.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Don't talk about that.
What happened to
But
that?
yeah,
part?
anyway, you left shells, and then
What happened?
I didn't hear.
I'll tell you after.
Oh. We were with somebody. It was Ben King, and he cried. Is that what you're gonna say? He cried about all the guns. He
don't know
was a lot
if it was-
younger than it's okay.
don't know if he was
Is that what
crying
you're
about-
talking about? Yeah.
I was
Exactly
gonna not.
what I was talking about. No,
gonna
it's
not
'cause-
mention that.
It's because he was leaving the next day. I think he was sad.
It was a lot of
It
emotions.
wasn't because of the shotgun.
There was a lot of emotions. I mean, I saw Ben. It's so cool to see Ben. I saw him at South by Southwest, and it's just like it's crazy to have known someone that long, you know. And he's had so many different jobs and everything. I think he's working at the BBC now.
Wow.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Was he bevved off his arsehole like he usually is?
No, not at
No.
all.
It's disappointing.
It was like 11:30 in the morning, so not that unusual. We went to Easy Tiger.
Jealous.
I
pretzel?
had the pretzel.
Pretzel's so good there.
Pretzel's so good.
I love the German board there. Comes
Yeah.
with everything. Little taste of everything.
It's South by Southwest. This place just turns into a nightmare, and it's like anywhere I know I can grab something, and they have the pretzels on the hooks.
Yep.
It's just like they give me that pretzel, and then just walk away and eat it, and that's it. Those little stands that I never eat at, those little pizza stands all along 6th Street. Those are my go-to during South by, just because I know to get it.
We did a demo down there of some tech stuff during South by, and I got there a couple minutes early. I was like, oh, I'll just get a cup of coffee at the coffee shop that's in the lobby of this place. The line was out the fucking door.
Yeah,
Jesus
it's crazy.
Christ.
It's
What-
cool.
What venue were you at?
It was one of the hotels right across from the convention center. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So everybody who goes and has a booth at South by Southwest Gaming,
South by Southwest, and the Pelican.
I
Podcast.
totally powered through that one.
So that I see you can relate now, huh?
I totally powered through that one. Everybody,
the
when
bow.
you see someone who has a booth at South by Southwest Gaming, do you like go? Do you give them the evil eye when you do it?
What?
If they don't have a booth at RTX, but they have one at South
Oh
by
yeah,
Gaming?
I gave some people the evil eye.
Did you give them the look?
Yeah.
Did you stand like 40 feet away and just stare them down?
I was like, what the fuck?
That's a good move, Gus.
Why does
You're
South
like-
by keep it so dark in the gaming section.
And so you can see the monitors better,
but it's
so you don't get
so
glare.
dark.
It was really dark.
Like every single year.
Most gamers
Armor-
play in the dark.
It's like a laser tag arena.
It looks like that. Yeah.
It does. It feels like that when you go in there.
Also, Gus, they have carpet.
They do. They did have carpet.
Could we get carpet?
Not my problem anymore. That's
Do we not ever have carpet?
It's too expensive.
Carpet's
How much is
expensive.
carpet for a whole?
It's like a couple hundred
Car-
grand probably.
Carpet.
What? Why don't they just keep carpet?
Yeah, because you have to cut it to the specific size.
Pre-cut.
Just cut it to the size of conventional.
It's
Slough it out.
huge. It's huge. It's
I
like
feel like they should
you buy
have
like
the carpet.
You need to have like
you
the
get like
boots cut.
40,000 square feet of carpet.
What the hell happens to that
And then you
carpet
have to
afterwards?
and then
I know
you
they
ship
could
it?
throw it away.
Yeah.
Well, waste.
Yeah,
I think
it's a waste.
I think
That
to
pisses me
carpet
off.
Pisses me off too.
Hall 1, which is where gaming was this year and where RTX was in 2012, I want to say that they quoted $70,000.
Oh, South by Gaming was at the convention center this year?
Yeah.
Oh.
It should be like a pool cover. They just roll it out for people who want it.
That'd be super classy.
It should be like that paper at a doctor's table where they just pull it and rip it.
Yeah.
And then they just put the next carpet
and then
on.
change it every day.
Sure, why not? Well, we're just dreaming of shit that's going to happen. Let's do that one.
Just can we have virtual carpet? That's the new thing, right? VR.
Everyone's
Yeah.
wearing VR headsets.
It's like, ooh, the carpet.
Wow.
Hate to interrupt, but just want to remind you that this episode was streamed live for our sponsors exclusively at our website. If you'd like a 30-day free trial, click on the link below. Check it out. It's like free entertainment, man. Man. Woman. Child.
Hey, when you're drunk on 6th Street, which happens sometimes, where do you go to eat? That you would never eat if you were
There's a,
sober.
Any place on 6th Street?
There's a Rapolo's pizza place.
That's one
God,
of
you
the,
guys always go there.
What's that?
I don't always go there. Michael and Lindsay always go there. But
place-
I've actually a new favorite spot of mine, which isn't that new, is a 24-hour diner, which is on 6th and
What do
Lamar.
you like at 24? It's 24 Diner, right?
24
Diner.
diner.
Yeah.
Everything there is great.
Everything?
Everything. They have breakfast all
They
the
have
time.
waffles. The waffles
They
are
have
good there.
Chicken and waffles. They have biscuits.
There we go. Chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles.
So they won this big, like, I don't know who does these fucking surveys for best whatever in America. They got voted best chicken and waffles in America. And it made me not like that place because they got voted number 1.
Why?
I was
It's
like,
not the best chicken and waffles.
no, see, that's exactly your face right there. Go to his face. That face right there, that's exactly the face that I made. And now anytime someone says, you want to go 24 Diner? I just go
No.
like that. That's
Oh.
exactly what I do.
Just
Speaking
because
of places I don't want to go, went to Hop Dotty this weekend.
How'd that
Why'd
go?
you go there? Did you line up?
Who paid you to go there?
We've now reached the portion of the podcast where we talk about local eateries for about 30 minutes
it's like,
straight.
I mean, I've been twice before. I was like, I'll try it again. Nope.
Did you went during South by? You went to Hop Dotty's?
Yeah.
You're a fool.
When did you get in line?
I went to the
on
one
drugs?
off of
February?
I went to the one in Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not the one on South
Wait,
Congress.
there's another one?
Yeah.
I thought there was only one.
It's right up by the,
The Alamo Ritz. They're right
I
by
was going
there.
to say by the comic shop.
Oh yeah, it is right by there. Yeah.
Was it Dragon's Den?
Dragon's Lair?
Dragon's Lair. Thank you.
If we went back to Stoof, would you remember the alley that smelled like really good waffles?
No.
And you wouldn't remember where that was?
If you're talking about Amsterdam, no, I could
Yeah.
not
Bar
find
de
that.
Stoof.
Although,
We were
was,
there
that,
with Jason.
was that in Belgium, though?
Were you there with Jason? I went to Amsterdam with Jason.
He's getting himself
We've
confused
all
for you.
been to Amsterdam with Jason.
Is that code for something?
Have you been to Amsterdam with Jason?
I haven't.
I was supposed to see him. I saw him. He came in to do some recording for RVB 14.
Man,
And
Spoiler alert.
we were.
Tucker's in RVB 14.
I was in Vegas a few weeks ago at Dice with Alan and Jeff, and we were walking around at the event, and
sober.
Jeff started talking about Jason. Like, when's the last time you saw Jason? Like, we were having a discussion about him. Then, as we were talking about him, Jason texted Jeff. Like, probably hadn't texted him in
Whoa.
months. It was like just in that moment. That's when Jason like texted and was like, "Hey, we should hang out."
There's something to that.
Oh.
His ears were burning.
There's some kind of connection there, right?
So weird.
Cellular?
So weird.
Huh? I guess so. Something going on. Like I make fun of. We go back to the ASMR thing. We like watching Baba videos, right, Gavin?
Yeah, yeah.
You also like it as
Big
well.
time. I still want to go to India just for that.
And we laugh about how it's like cosmic energy stuff, and yet there's something to that because we're sitting there. We like this video. We have that ASMR effect from a dude who's like rubbing someone else's head in India, like
Yeah.
all the way across the globe.
Like, I can feel
there's some kind of
My head tingling.
yes.
But it's just like when you watch someone eat a lemon. Ooh. And you like even think about someone eating a lemon, you think like, oh. You know what I mean?
One more time.
But like sourness travels through, beyond physical.
Well, also,
Mouth.
Bernie
Is it your
describing
memory of sourness?
Sourness travels beyond physical mouth.
even you describing the broken bone makes us like fucking like
And you've
tense
never
up.
had a broken bone.
No.
It's like
No.
an empathic.
You just know you don't
I've
want
had a
it.
lot of sprain bones.
Yeah, it's
but
like
not
when
like that.
someone like visualizes putting a catheter down someone's knob
Ugh.
hole. Your knob hurts.
Oh man.
I've never.
Yeah, I would
There's a
want
lot of
that.
like unwritten crap that I don't think we fully understand.
a lot.
Like ASMR isn't recognized officially by anything.
I'm gonna get a territory here where I'm gonna get over my head
Oh,
really
God.
quickly.
He's
Oh,
gonna
God.
talk
But I
about
saw
crystals.
a GIF or GIF, depending on your
GIF.
GIF.
particular
Graphic.
GIF.
GIF.
way that you pronounce that
GIF.
word. I saw one of those moving images on the internet, and it was of I don't know what the practice is called. but
Sounding.
Is that where you
Is
take
it
the
sounding?
rod and put it down the piece? Did you see the video where the girls lost it? They was two
What?
girls putting a metal rod down the urethra of a dude's erect
It's
penis.
called sounding.
It's
Don't
sounding.
look it up.
And I don't know what is it. I don't know what it's done. Am I missing out on something here, Barb? What does it do? Anyway, so the rods, I guess, are different diameters, Gus, to fit in different diameter urethras. And the girl was like, where her hands lubricated, and she started to lose it. And then the other one tried to help, and it just disappeared. It went down in. It was gone. It was like, you know when you have a straw and you have an extra large cup, and then like they can go in like too far, and then you're not getting the straw back out? That's what happened, except with a dude's penis. So
Oh.
we lost Gavin for the day.
Yeah,
Did you see that? Where do we see that GIF?
It was
Where-
on Reddit.
Was it on Reddit?
I was gonna
That
ask
was
you.
horrifying.
It must be one of those subreddits I unsubscribed from.
I have no idea what it feels like to be sounded, but I can immediately go, oh God, that seems like a horrible
Even me,
situation.
like my vagina is like this right now. It's like even this idea of something like, ugh. Because I've seen a lot of things get stuck in holes before.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. That's a quote. That's a T-shirt quote.
Well, like buttholes and vagina holes and
And stuff gets stuck.
yeah. Like, have you never seen a video or a GIF of someone getting a butt plug put in and then
It just gets lost.
they accidentally go too far and then it's like, where?
Yeah, that's like you go to
How-
the hospital and you can't get that out on your own.
Or you just push.
If you're lucky, you can push it out. But most of the time, we're talking about other holes. You're fine now. Gav.
Buttholes?
Yeah.
Buttholes.
Fair play.
Gav's fine.
That's open season.
I will send Gav but you gotta see though. The best part about it is the look on the girls' faces where they're just like, It's like, hey. Oh, do you guys have the image?
Do not. Do not. They
No,
will not.
that's
play
definitely
that.
not-
Don't play that one.
definitely
Don't play
not
that one.
safe.
Anyway, so that was something I don't know what that felt like, but I could still sympathize with that dude.
Even you saying felt like makes me like.
I gotta know what that's all about though. I'm curious now.
What, like the feeling?
Yeah, what's that? They're
Give
doing
me
it for a
possible.
reason.
Maybe it's the best feeling in the world. Maybe we're missing out. Like maybe it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I lived all my life so far without sticking a metal rod up my
Dude,
dick.
after reading the guy's thing with the prostate and the drumstick,
Oh,
I
right.
actually was like, I was like the next morning, I'm like shaving, I'm looking in the mirror going, is this everything? I was like, had an existential moment, like I was missing out on something huge.
Oh my God.
Is this everything?
Is this it? Is this as good as it gets? But I know there's some stuff I know for a
Christ.
fact that people fucking love that I know I would hate.
Right.
Have you ever seen the thing
Chicken
where like,
liver.
no, I'm talking sexual stuff.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen the thing where the people like they like put themselves between two sheets of latex and
Oh.
then pull all the air out?
Yeah.
What is that? What?
They put like a breathing tube in there.
Have you
Just
seen
like-
it?
Oh yeah.
They look like they're shrink
I've
wrapped.
seen all this shit, Bernie.
That sounds cool.
It seems strangely satisfying.
Does
Yeah.
it? Seems
Yeah.
'Cause
horrifying to me.
I like being compressed and wrapped.
Why?
Like I'm like the opposite of claustrophobic. I love being like tucked up like
Yeah,
a cat.
but being like curled up in a blanket all like tight and stuff is way different than being like suctioned with latex.
I know. I feel like the squish around all like it'd be nice.
Oh,
It'd be like being
God,
like
no.
an
Do we just
all over
uncover a
hug.
fetish?
No,
no,
it's not like I don't think it's nice sexually. It's just like I like being wrapped up.
I knew someone who was like really into latex, but not like that kind of thing. They
Go
just,
ahead.
They just like latex.
Explain more of that.
People in latex, the feeling of latex.
They wanted other people to dress in latex?
yeah,
That looks
and
horrible.
themselves.
And themselves.
Yeah,
It looks like
don't
a
get
back
it.
spray.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
I don't get it. What?
What's
oh,
that?
are you
Showing
showing?
some vacuum seal stuff.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
They're in like the most uncomfortable positions. Though.
I know. That's part of the
They're
deal,
like
right?
snapped backwards.
Oh, careful.
Unbelievable.
Why is it all skin colored?
Because they're not wearing any clothes.
People.
Look at that
It
person.
looks like saran wrap.
No thanks, dude. See, here's another thing too.
skin color? Because it's skin, Barbara.
I didn't realize it was clear. I thought it was like colored latex.
I
Gus.
never put myself in a situation where I require someone else's assistance to get out of it. Like I require them to
Like someone else's butt?
What? Nope. I was talking like a trust situation.
Ah.
I probably learned that when I was a kid because I had an older brother, and I learned don't ever fucking get into anything like a cabinet or like my brother would say, hey, look at the size of this laundry basket. You think you fit under here? And then I curl up in a ball. He'd put the laundry basket over me, and then he'd fucking sit on it and watch Bugs Bunny for half an hour while
like
I'm
that
fucking
scene in Friends with
trapped
Joey.
in the goddamn. Like there is that thing of Michael who after he was trying to convince Samsung to give him free stuff, then he posted the photo of him inside the dryer. No fucking way. I'm not
I didn't see that.
claustrophobic, but I won't do that kind of stuff.
Have you
Like,
never
I
been
won't, like,
tied up?
Nope.
I
Not
always,
that.
I always heard that you couldn't get
I
out
mean, I
of
might have been tied up, but not like I didn't like request. Hey, let's.
that you
tie-
couldn't get out of a fridge from the inside, but I think that's rubbish.
I think that sounds like rubbish. I think
No, they
you
used to
couldn't
latch.
back when they latched, right? Like in
Oh,
the
I see.
50s.
I
Like,
those
thought it was
metal
like
handles.
suction or something.
like when Indiana Jones survived the nuclear explosion, like that kind.
I'm just the feeling of being trapped in a
I get freaked
fridge
out
is really creepy.
when I do you remember when we had that safe in the Congress office that broke? Like the handle was
Oh,
stuck.
God.
No, Gavin, it didn't break. We got the safe. It ended up in the office, and it didn't work 5 minutes after we had it.
Yeah, we had it. We set the code and turned the latch, and the latch fucking broke off.
I was just thinking, like, how awful would it be?
Heavy safe.
How awful
We
would it be if
just
you would have
bought
just
the
like
fucking thing.
if you practiced just like fitting inside it? I know you couldn't fit inside
Oh,
that safe.
don't even.
And then it latched and broke. Like that would be the most unpleasant thing ever. Because
I
they'd
w-
have to like break it open while you were just like compressed inside.
I always wonder about that when they get people out of stuff where they're trapped. Does it hurt to like be connected to metal that's being sawed through? Like,
Oh yeah, the
Like a
vibration.
vibration?
Must
yeah,
hurt, yeah.
must be
sure.
awful.
I mean, you'd probably like if it wasn't that tight of a space, you'd probably get nicked.
Necked.
Like
Yeah, about like a
Oh,
drill
yeah,
or
the
a
drill
saw
or
or
the
something.
saw or whatever
Worth
is.
it though, as long as you get nicked in the face.
Let me read this. I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by. Did you see there was a video posted a couple days ago of that subway line in Beijing during rush hour?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's madness. It's like
Did you see
It's-
when everyone was getting out? No one like gave them space to come out, and
The-
people started filling in, and one guy got pulled with
the first
them.
couple of people are able to get out of the train, but then after that, it's like they take a couple of steps out, and then just the wave of people pushes them back in, and they have to like, they literally have to fight. Like it looks like throwing punches, trying to get out of the
Just so
train.
That's
busy.
crazy.
It looks like an apocalypse is going.
It looks like there's a zombie invasion,
Yeah.
and like this is the last train to get out, and everyone's freaking the fuck out
and
trying
it's just
to leave.
rush hour.
Yes.
People must die, like get trampled and stuff.
I just remember following one dude, and I was like, "Oh, he's almost out. Oh no, they're starting to go in. Oh, he's being lifted off the ground back into the train."
I don't know if we have if I can stream
You know,
here.
let me just say what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
describing. Oh, it looks exactly like that. I was saying what you're describing sounds like that simulation where the people run into the like swinging metal pole.
Watch the dudes coming out of that closest door to you.
They're just trying to get out.
And
they're going back in.
that guy in the white shirt not getting out.
Oh my god, he was all the way out and landed back inside.
Yeah.
Oh, he made it back out
Yeah,
again. He
does
popped
find
out
a way
again.
back out.
Oh, I didn't.
Do you know the simulation that I'm talking about?
With the poles?
Yeah, it's like it looks kind of like a lawnmower blade, but it's not sharp. It's just a pole spinning flat on the ground like that, and it's a bunch of people running and getting hit by the pole. Dude,
Is it because
it almost looked like a Where's Waldo thing. There's like so many people. It's a computer simulation. It was showing physics.
Oh.
But you just sit there watching like one person run through that thing. And I think the clip is overall like a minute long, but it's like so many people
Oh yeah.
that you
Is
just
it
watching. Do you know the one I'm talking
I
about?
do. I know
Oh,
the
yeah.
exact
Is
one.
it satisfying to follow one person each time?
It is. And you watch them get fucking like head over heels and they're tumbling and then
There's
they
a
land.
clip going around on Facebook and stuff of this kid he's doing some sort of wipeout thing where there's like a spinning thing that he has to stand on a platform and it keeps like bashing him in the head and then he gets back up and it like takes his legs out and he gets hit like 5 times.
Why does he keep doing it?
Determined. I don't know. It's really funny though.
My favorite vine, or one of my favorite vines I've ever seen, was it was
Here
a
it is.
kid standing on a platform, and there was that spinning thing going around that you're supposed to either like duck below or jump over.
Yeah.
And
Patrick, I'm going to send this to you.
it was a really little kid, and it came around his back, and it just hit him in the back. So he was doing, he was lying on it,
Yeah,
and
he
then
was like-
the second it hits him, you know the song by Evanescence that's like, "Wake me up inside." He's just like falling on it. It's great.
Oh,
He's like
yeah.
starfished. Oh, that's it. That's it.
One day games will be this good.
Yeah, it looks like they all
Like
just
the-
So great.
left a
depth
college
of
football
field,
game or something.
It makes
Yeah.
it look real at a distance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
crazy. It looks like a tilt shift video, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Someone should
There's a couple
recreate
dudes
this.
like I just watched a dude like totally face plant. It's just
It's
like
funny. And
you
none
watch
of that
fight.
is scripted. It's all simulated.
If you want to look that up online,
really?
we'll put it in the link dump. Or I just found the name of it on Vimeo. It's called "I've Fallen and I Can't Get Up"
Like, I'm sure if you
by
started,
Dave Fothergill, VFX, visual effects.
I'm sure if you started the simulation like a second layer, like everyone ran in when the poles are in a slightly different position, the entire simulation would be 100% different.
I think you just run it again. It's probably
Yeah.
entirely different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, you mean
just
without-
run it from the same place? Yeah, I bet it would be different.
no changes in variables?
But, well, I mean, I think there's probably a random component to each thing a little bit. I
Maybe
don't know.
to like the way the people run up. Like
I
maybe
just
the
love watching them
people speed
flail
or
on the
something.
ground.
Otherwise, you would end up with like the same motions. I feel like again and again. You know, like even when they get hit, there's there's probably a little bit of randomness to that. I don't know. It'd be interesting. I'd love to see it. When they described how they made the battles in Lord of the Rings with that system massive, where they wouldn't really animate the entire battle, they would just set up characters like a human fighter, and they would give it certain rules. Like if you're next to an orc, take a swing. If you get hit, hit back. If you get hit again, fall down and die. And then they just copied that 10,000 times, did the same thing with orcs, and then let them fight. I was like, dude, I just want that software. I would just
Just to run 'em?
I would just run those battles all day
Yeah,
long.
that's awesome.
And I know we've definitely talked about this a long time ago on the podcast, but one of the things I loved about that discussion was the emergent behaviors that came out of the system that were not programmed. Like a couple people like ran up to the battle and were like, nope, and just like turned and ran the other direction and just didn't stop. They just like stopped dead in their tracks and ran the other way. And there were like dudes who just ended up on top of rocks, like staying out of the way of everything else. And they would just go through and they would delete those characters from the simulation and then render it.
It'd be
and that
funny
was
if
your
you could
animation.
then play it the opposite, where you only show those characters and see like where all the weird like mutants went.
All the freaks.
Yeah, all the freaks.
Look weird.
Freaks of code.
It would look like it would look like a Juggalo concert with the people dancing, you know. So it was like an empty field. There's like 4 people dancing.
There must have been people who just went flying too, like they collided wrong with a bunch of stuff and just went like, woo.
Yeah, but those are probably pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
That's like when Sauron's coming after you.
I messaged you something,
Oh,
a video.
Thanks for
online,
finding that, Patrick.
on our chat client.
there was another. I'm looking at it now. I'm loading it up now. There was another video I saw over the weekend. So I'm always fascinated by like these videos that you see that come out of China, just because like that's the subway one. Just there's like so many people living, you know, in such a concentrated place to see like
China
how,
is a fascinating place.
how things scale. But there was another one I saw over the weekend where I guess it was a bunch of tourists at a shrimp buffet. Did you see that one?
I did not.
And it's just like, you saw it?
I
It's
did.
just like people using plates as shovels to shovel up as much shrimp as they
There
can.
has to be a story behind that. Is there?
I found a story. I guess it would like happen in Thailand or something. It's just
Was
like
there
It was just a buffet.
Shortage of shrimp, or that was just how people do.
Or it was like closing in
You know what
10
it was?
minutes.
It was
like,
probably one person did it, and then everyone else felt like they were being cheated because they didn't have like 40 pounds of shrimp, and so they all just started to do it. That's usually the way that mentality works, and I think that's probably pretty universal human behavior.
yeah,
Like you see something and then
like just not wanting to lose
it's
out.
fine for everyone to
It's
do it.
fine for everyone. Yeah. You know, it'd be great if I could eat 40 pounds of shrimp and use this plate as a shovel. It's like, that guy's doing it. All right. I guess this is how we're doing it today. Hey, I'm now on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter yet so far for this. So if you want to ask us any questions or suggest that we look at anything or talk about anything, just tweet us at
gonna play
hashtag
that.
Isn't
I-
today?
I
RT
can't-
Podcast.
I can't full screen it. Can I full screen it? Yeah, I can. Okay.
Isn't today the 10th anniversary of Twitter?
Dude, that made me
yes.
feel like, that's crazy. Twitter's been around for 10
Do you-
fucking years?
Do you have the volume on this?
I don't know that volume goes through.
This is the kid in the park.
And it's not playing.
Beautiful.
Hey.
Suck.
Hey.
Welcome to the internet.
Oh.
And there it goes.
No, we're watching a different clip. We're
What
watching
is that?
Oh yeah,
watching
there's
the-
that's
We're watching
the.
shrimp shoveling.
Oh, shrimp shoveling.
So what's happening?
Oh, that is full of germs.
They're just shoveling up the
Everyone's
shrimp.
like leaning right over.
Oh, look at people just leaning in. Just
Everybody's
like, I'm going to
doing
get
it.
myself some shrimp. I mean,
So
people
much
have
hair
like
and breath going into that.
pounds and pounds of shrimp.
There were pictures
What
afterwards.
if you
too.
become like a super germaphobe? Gavin, are you like, how come you're such a big time germaphobe now? What happened? Did
no,
you
it's
become
just-
ill?
Bunch of animals.
Yeah.
Be
people are
considerate.
gross.
The worst is, and I was talking about this earlier, is when there's like a sneeze guard and people point over the guard at what they want.
Dude, I went to Bert's the other day. She had one hand on the plexiglass, and her entire arm was over. She was doing this.
I want this. Oh, is there no word for lettuce? Do we not have a fucking common language you can speak? You don't have to fucking point at
To be
it.
fair, they have a lot of kinds of lettuce at that restaurant. There's like 3 different kinds of
I'm
lettuce.
with Burnie on this. There's like, if you go to any restaurant that has multiple types of everything, you don't know what everything's called
Learn your
necessarily.
lettuce. Romaine.
They ask you, do you want
Iceberg.
spring mix?
They-
Spring
what if they don't ask you?
It's
Shredded?
funny that you know it's called spring mix because I ran into the same thing. I was like, I want whatever that one is in the back. But I didn't reach over the fucking thing.
You know what they should do? Number them. I want some 2 and some 9.
Also,
And a squirt of 3.
And people just shouldn't reach over that fucking thing.
also, you know
It should
people
go to the
shouldn't do?
ceiling.
It happens at Mod Pizza. It happens at Chipotle. It happens at everywhere. Fucking Subway.
I
I'm
tell
sick
my
of it.
my kids this at a very early age, and I don't know why most people don't know this. And that is, if you're out anywhere, don't touch the fucking glass. It doesn't matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If it's glass and you're not drinking out of it, don't fucking touch it. Don't fucking put your hands on the glass to open the door. Don't, when you're like at the donut shop, put your fucking greasy finger on the glass going, I want that one with the chocolate. You know, just don't do that stuff.
Great imitation
Don't-
of your
Thanks,
kids.
buddy. That was me, actually, before I had kids.
chocolate one.
Give me the chocolate. But
So there's no glass. There's no public glass that should be touched.
yeah, because then it's somebody's job to fucking clean it.
I'm with Burnie. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you don't need to touch it. You don't need to touch glass. Don't put your hands all over the fucking mirror.
Now I want to. Now I have a
When you're in the
compulsion to
bathroom?
touch all glass.
When people go to like the butcher shop and they're looking at all the meat in the glass case, they're not fucking touching the glass, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I want the ribeye or I want the ribs.
Everybody now has a glass front smartphone. Everybody has that. You know how disgusting that gets
Yeah.
so quickly. And you're not cleaning it half the time. You know, you're just like going days before you wipe that fucking thing off.
Yeah.
But it's somebody's job every time somebody puts their fucking fingers on glass. Just teach your people around you. Don't fucking touch glass.
Black glass is the worst.
What?
Black glass.
Black glass is pretty
Black
bad.
glass.
I get so mad. There's two
I have
things.
black countertops, and I kind of regret that I have black.
Are they like
countertops.
glossy black?
Yeah, but they got flecks in it. You know, it's a little pattern so that you can
Oh, fleck.
flex like
Not
flex. Yeah.
Counter.
Yeah, my counter's flexing its guns.
Cut on me,
There's
baby.
two things I hate
I'm so
seeing
cut.
people touch: computer displays,
Yes.
and windows on a car.
People reach over your like shoulder and touch your laptop screen.
I'm like, what are you doing?
That was something I had.
Car windows on the inside.
Also, shut the door by the door. Don't put your fucking hand on the
Yeah.
door to shut the
Yeah, you're
door.
asking
On the
for a
window.
hole in your hand. But that's what I came to learn
No,
here.
you're not. You just, what? Hole in your hand.
If you slam a glass door, it could smash.
Oh, you could put your. There's a really funny short that David and Nathan Zellner made where they had to break a car window, but it took David like.
Oh, that's a great. I think that's the
It-
first thing they ever watched of theirs.
It took like 80 tries.
And he's just going mental.
Yeah, and he's losing it. He's like doesn't break character while he's doing it. And they thought, well, it's kind of funny. Let's just leave every single try in the movie.
What was he using to break it or trying to break
They
it?
were actually at Mount Bonnell.
It was rock.
And it was a huge rock. It was like a rock this big. And he like lifts it over his head, smashes it on the driver's side window, and it just bounces off. And like it gets to the point where like the window is like flexing into the car and won't
Yeah,
break.
they're made to do that. My dad tried to break into his own car once, and he ended up walking off, finding a brick, and launching it full force into the window. It bounced off and went straight over his head. And he was
Yeah.
like, I'm not doing that again.
You know
I'll
what
wait
actually
for
works
the
really
AA.
well? Something tiny. Like if you get a BB in your hand and throw a BB at a window, that will break it.
BB.
Or a crowbar?
What's wrong with a BB?
Like from a BB gun. Ball bearing.
A ball bearing, yeah. Is that what BB
I
stands for?
had no idea.
What do you think BB stood for?
I don't think
that
it
was a
stood for
BB,
anything
yeah.
until I just made the connection right now.
Isn't it ball bearing?
Like a second before you said it, I was like, "Oh, BB ball bearing," because as soon as I said it, that's crazy. I never made that connection.
Have you ever seen?
I just assume. I don't even know. I've never looked it up.
I'm assuming right now, but that's where it came from.
Have you ever
all
seen
have
that
the
video
internet.
where they show how easy it is to break car windows with like the ceramic from a spark plug?
Oh.
Yes.
No. I've seen
It's
like,
like you
the
get a
point
tiny
ones.
little piece, you just like toss it at the window and it shatters.
That's
I don't know about
awesome.
that.
Do you think
Yeah.
that'd make a good slow-mo?
Oh, maybe. I'm gonna look it up.
I'm going to mess up a car window.
Break. You probably just go to like a junkyard, right? And like
Yeah.
be like, I want to break that window. How much does that cost?
That'd be good. It'd be good to like relieve stress. Like, I want to smash all that car up. How much?
Yeah, right.
I don't want to dispose of it afterwards.
I'm looking up.
What's this step on a puppy thing?
What?
Oh, what?
There's something going around where it's like a question for $18 billion, would you step on a puppy?
No.
For $18 billion?
It's ball
$18
bearing.
billion?
$18 billion.
No.
You absolutely would
I'd
step
do
on
it.
top of me.
There's got a little piece of a spark plug.
Yeah.
I do it for $1 billion.
Oh, wait. And he failed.
Whenever we go to show each other anything, it sucks or it doesn't work. Because you'll forever be the billionaire who crushed a puppy to death for his wealth.
It refers to the size of the ball bearing.
BB
Okay.
is ball bearing. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
It refers to the size of the ball bearing.
There's BB and there's OO.
BB and
BB and
OO.
OO. What's OO stand for?
Ooh, that's a bigger ball bearing.
Oh, the size. I gotcha.
So BB is the size and OO is the size?
Yeah.
Oh, there's an OOBB.
The OO is the size.
OBGYN?
Yeah. No, it's a baboo.
I liked it better.
What?
I like
BB
everyone on
size
Twitter saying the
00?
same thing.
What? They're saying
That it does. BB does not stand for ball bearing.
That's what Wikipedia said.
It did.
What did you look it up on?
From Wikipedia, while it is often stated that BB stands for ball bearing, this is not the case. This is from Wikipedia. The original BB guns used the BB-sized lead shotgun
So
shot.
what Patrick said.
I was reading the exact same article. I just didn't read it. I just
I
saw,
know, she
I just
said-
saw ball bearing, and I'm like, oh, that's good.
Because it's often stated, and Barbara's like, okay, it's often stated. Great.
like where they're
That-
intentionally,
We just
they're
summed
actively
up
telling you
Wikipedia
Yeah.
entirely in that
We
one
also
moment.
summed up the podcast just now.
misinformation constantly.
Sorry, internet.
I mean, often a BB is a ball
Apologize.
bearing, though.
I had a creative meeting the other day where we were at lunch with some other people, and it's like we were talking about this potential upcoming show, and I pitched this idea for it. And like there was a guy who was sitting there, and we were listening, and like other people pitched ideas, and then I pitched my idea, and then he goes, you know what'd be great? And then literally just said my exact idea again. You know, sometimes you get in those
That happens
situations
to you a
Yeah.
lot.
in the meetings. He's like literally said the, and everyone was like, okay, that's a great idea. Thanks for sharing with the group.
So was he just not paying attention?
I have no clue. Can you hand me the bottle opener and that red labeled beer, please?
I think Gavin tried to open up.
Ow!
Good job. Let me read one more
Both
of these
my
things here.
knees.
Oh,
I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by.
Do you sleep in your underwear?
Yes.
Has that always been the case with you?
I like either sleeping in my underwear or sleeping in the nude.
That's typical.
Yeah.
For some reason, in my mind, most people sleep naked.
Because you sleep naked?
Yeah, it's more comfortable. You're letting everything breathe.
I don't.
What if you just pooed?
I'll tell you
I
something.
don't like wearing clothes because I feel like when I roll over, like I get constricted. Like if my shirt's a little loose or something, like
Yeah.
you roll on it and it like tugs on you and you don't have free motion.
Yeah. Also, just feels good to be like under your covers with
Yeah.
like nothing else.
Like,
Also, what? What if you just pooed?
Yeah, like what if you get poo on your
Do
shirt?
you not wipe your ass after you poo?
Yeah. You know, what if you just have like a bad wipe? A bad wipe job?
Do you not wipe until there's nothing left?
Yeah. But I just feel like there's going to be like butt dust and crumbs and that.
But what's with the dust? Everything is dusty to you. What is it?
Look, have you seen how much dust there is?
What
Everything's
if you have
dusty.
butt crumbs?
Butt dust? I don't think there's
What if you
butt
have
dust.
Butt crumbs.
Butt crumbs.
No, this happens whenever Dan. There's probably too much information to talk about Dan.
Okay, go ahead.
But
Go,
he has
go,
he
go.
has like he stays in my guest room. There's a guest bog up there, and on the back of the rim, butt crumbs.
What is that?
And I think what it is that because Dan's all like either completely still or 100%, like when he pees, he's like, I think when he wipes, he goes like, and it like little dust crumbs come
like-
up and land on the top of the toilet seat.
Nothing
Do you
that
guys
you're
have to-
describing is a human body to me. I don't know
What
what,
do you mean?
that means. But what are butt crumbs?
Like poo crumbs
Oh, it's
that have just
terrible.
flown off.
That's terrible.
And they didn't come on the paper or anything. They just land on the seat. This little like, you know what I'm talking about?
I can picture it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
But it's
something.
only on
Let me
the
tell you
upstairs
something.
bog. Yeah.
I'm done talking about this. Conversation's over. I don't want to come back to this conversation. We're done talking about this.
But wait,
You know what I do wish,
do you
though?
have to clean it?
Oh, see? She came right back to it.
I'm just curious.
I heard some employees
I,
complaining about the employee bathroom earlier today.
Yeah.
I complained about it last week.
Oh, right.
It's just too many people.
Yeah.
It's just too many people. We should fire a bunch of people. Solve a lot of problems.
What is the
Parking.
perfect amount of people that should work here, do you think?
10. I'm just kidding.
Go back to the OG. I don't know. Here in this building,
100?
33% of what we have here. It's just we have too many people in this. The problem is that some of we're in a big sound stage.
Sorry.
What's he literally laughing about?
Becca just tweeted saying that her brother leaves butt crumbs all the time. And I know you didn't want to talk about it anymore.
Fucking outing your brother
it's like
that.
we've grown at a weird, at
I like
too
it.
great of a scale. Like, I was getting mad at our fridge the other day because I couldn't get ice out of it. And I thought, this is the same fridge we had when there were like 20 employees.
You know what? I was giving a tour the other day, and it's funny to me for a company that started in a spare bedroom in my house that over the years, like little things have been bought, but have never been thrown away. So I'll be wandering through and I'll see someone like, how the fuck did that get all the way through the years to here? You know what I saw the other day? I saw the Lord of the Rings magnets that we had
Oh, yeah.
on the Buda office refrigerator. They were in stage 2 in the art department holding up like papers on their magnetic whiteboard. I'm like, how the fuck did those
Yeah, like
get
what path did they take to
all
that?
the way through it? And they're really specific too, because we were invited down to visit the set of The Lord of the Rings, and we went to the Te Papa Museum, and they were Te Papa magnets. I don't think somebody else here had it.
I thought those got sent to us.
No, I bought them when I was down there.
Yeah, so we went the first time we went to Wellington back in 2005.
Yep, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's weird seeing that. I think I've talked about it before. When we were still at the annex, I like looked behind me one night at the podcast and I saw the first HD TV I ever bought back in like 2003.
I bet that was expensive.
It was like $700 for a 13-inch display. It's like, why the fuck is that still here? It had like a coax input.
Oh god, was it
like-
like 720p only?
Yeah, it
Or
was
768?
720p. And yeah, it's like,
HD ready.
That should have been thrown away.
You know what?
There's no reason that should still be there.
Going back to what Barb was talking about sleeping naked. I agree. Thumbs up on sleeping naked. But one thing I want to adopt in my life that I think another culture does better than us is, from what I understand,
Squat poops.
in Japan, it is more customary to take your shower at night before you get into bed and then not shower in the morning. Whereas in the U.S., I feel like mostly people shower in the morning.
Monty always told me that that's the way you should do it because your hair needs oil in it throughout the day. So if you shower at night, you get your oil back for the night, and then in the day you're protected.
I just
by
like
head
showering
oil.
at night because you wake up and you feel so clean and fresh.
Right.
No,
I don't
I
like.
need the shower to wake up.
I don't
That's
like
my
the
problem.
feel.
I need the shower to wake up and then to start my day clean. I don't want to like start interacting with people 8 hours dirty.
Yeah, but you're just sleeping though. You're
Still
not
8 hours dirty.
exerting yourself.
8 hours dirty.
It's so
8
nice.
hours
It's
dirty.
so nice to go to bed after a shower though.
It is.
I hate the feel of the sheets when I've just had a shower.
Dry yourself off.
Yeah,
Why
like,
don't you do anything
Don't go to bed
before you...
so sopping wet.
Yeah, well,
Thanks
what
for
is...
the fucking advice.
It's the same with.
I just walked right out of the shower into my bed.
That's what he's making it sound like.
I dried. It's just like I'm too clean to touch the sheets.
No, you said
It's-
clean or wet.
I'm too like
You said
close to
wet.
being wet.
He did not say wet.
He didn't
He
say wet.
did.
He said he didn't like the way the-
he didn't like
I
the
don't
way
like
the
the feel.
sheets felt.
I don't know if it's similar. I feel the same sort of
came up
like
with wet.
horrible feeling if I
Yeah, I mostly
empty
did.
Hey.
if I empty the dishwasher when it's just ended and all the stuff's hot. I can't touch hot glass in the same way. It's like, ugh. So I open the dishwasher and let it all cool down for like 4 hours before I empty it.
It's because it's that like
It's got like a weird grip.
sticky kind of like eek, that
Yeah,
kind of
like
noise.
hot glass, hot clean glass is too grippy.
I want to get a dishwasher.
You're not wrong.
Dishwashers have existed my entire. Maybe I can tweet at Samsung, have Michael do it, and get us a dishwasher. But I want a dishwasher that doesn't. I don't know how it would do this, and I don't care. I just want someone to invent the thing that fixes this. That gets water on top of like a mug that's upside down, and it gets in that little like divot.
Yeah.
Do you ever have some dishes that like when you go to take them out of the
Yep.
dishwasher, they just fling water everywhere?
Yeah.
That is like
And you have to put them in the cupboard, but the top of them is wet, like the underneath of the mug is wet.
right. Yeah. And so you can't. Some people put them upside down. Do you put glasses upside down
Yeah.
in your cupboards?
Well, otherwise,
So
in the
if
cupboard.
if they're the kind that collect water on the bottom, yes, there it is. If they're not the kind, then no.
let's have it.
Bring it over here. Bring a piece of shit out here.
I think it's 720p.
720p.
Do you guys not
720
have
high.
towels in your house?
That is ridiculously small.
Yeah, this
It looks like a toy.
was like
How
$700
did Patrick manage to stay off camera? That was amazing.
when it came out.
Magnavox.
God.
Show it. Give it a
and
little display.
SPGA has everything.
And the funny thing was, I was hanging out a couple of weeks ago with a friend of mine up in Seattle, and he said that he was looking for a small HD monitor that had a coax input. And I was like, I used to own a Magnavox that did that. And he goes, I found a Magnavox at a pawn shop that did. I was like, oh, is it like the little silver one with the speakers on the side. He goes, yeah. I was like, oh, yep, that's you.
Oh, that's got standard def inputs too.
Yeah, it's
I
got
should-
composite on it.
Let me take that from you because I'll set up for Matt in his. I want to set up his Ken Griffey in his office.
Do we still have the power adapter for this?
Oh, you can buy it. It'll tell you. They're on that little sticker. It'll tell you.
16 volt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can have it.
you can probably find
Who
it.
knows
Actually,
if
I don't
still
want it. I
works?
don't want it. I'm not claiming that thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got the old Xbox names on it.
That's funny. You know what makes me laugh about it
yeah.
too is the bottom of it. You can tell is the bracket to hold it on the wall as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like the foot like
turn it.
Does it-
curves around behind it.
Does it
That's
spin?
genius. I guess
Pretty smart.
TVs aren't small enough to do that anymore.
Have you figured out your TV situation yet?
I'm good.
I got a solution for you right here. It'll only cost you $700.
I'm imagining that taped to the front of his old one.
I bought this just to play Soul Calibur 2 on the original Xbox.
And you spent $700.
You don't have to
on it.
admit that to anybody. You
The
can keep
original
that
Xbox
information on the inside.
It wasn't HD.
You could buy a component HD breakout for it, and there were very few games that supported HD.
There was HD on the original Xbox? No.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember? It was like you plugged in the adapter to the back of the Xbox.
Halo 2 is
and-
HD, bud.
Yeah, that had like that little brick that came out of it, and that's where you plugged all your component cables into.
Was it really? Halo 2 on Xbox One?
We didn't have to reshoot the
was
stuff we
what-
did in Halo 1. Or Halo 2, excuse me. We only had to reshoot the stuff we did in Halo 1. Halo 2, I believe, was 720p.
I believe you are correct.
Thank you.
It had this adapter. You don't remember that?
No.
See, that's the original Xbox plug, and then had the audio and component.
What was the Xbox power thing they did where it had a button on it?
Xbox?
The original Xbox had a power cable that had a green, it was red or green, and it was like to test.
Oh, I
power
think
on it.
there was a defect in the original power cables that they shipped with that it caused a house fire.
They
Oh,
replaced
right.
them with those.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they had to replace
They had to
them.
replace it with everything else.
Yeah, so if you had an original Xbox, you just had like a standard normal power cable. But if you had one that got made a little later, then you had like the other special one to prevent. Fuck it.
Palquest.
You know.
Okay. You'll be fine. You're good.
So all of the HD RVB
Eh.
stuff
Yes.
for season 3.5 onwards was on the original Xbox still?
Halo 2 was on the original Xbox. There was no Halo 2 PC. Or, well, there was.
There was. You needed Vista for it.
You need Vista. Yeah. But it didn't launch day and date either. Did it?
Oh, no. It was much, much later. It was like 2
Yeah, it
years
was when
later or
nobody cared
something.
anymore. Yeah, I forgot that there was HD.
Did we reshoot the stuff before we learned you could drop the weapons and get a full frame? Like
When-
the-
bef-
We had to
When it was
reshoot
the
all of that
Sentinel beam?
anyway because we weren't capturing HD at the time in Season 2 because we didn't have a hard drive fast enough.
I thought it was HD when you switched to 360.
We started
That's Halo 3.
We started HD with Out of Mind. Yeah, Out of Mind was the first HD thing we ever did.
HD resolution released, yeah.
Yeah, and that's when we finally
Red Guard.
were able to buy a hard drive fast enough to capture.
Right.
Because up until then, that was it's so dumb now. It's like hard drives just weren't fast enough to write that
when
data.
I worked on my movie with Matt, we had a 4 gigabyte drive that could capture in 3-to-1 compression from standard definition. Like you couldn't get 1-to-1 compression. Like
So
what
is it-
was called broadcast quality standard def. Most cards did 16-to-1, and you would
God.
edit in 16-to-1 compression. And we got ours all
God.
the way up to 3-to-1, which
I
was
feel
considered
like-
broadcast quality.
I feel like hard drives haven't sped up that much. Was it just the bit rate was too high? Like, I feel like you could capture HD on a 5400 drive right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had like smaller buffers, and since the capacities were also smaller on the drive, like the way the head moved across the platter had to cover more surface area.
Yeah, I remember you posted a picture of like black hard drives with like super fast, like
Those were,
little
Raptors.
windows in them. Yeah,
That's what we had to start using initially to be able to do that.
we take for granted how easy it is to just capture an HD these days.
I remember it very well. Do you know what actually is the thing that I don't think many people realize how good they have it is encoding. Because even when we made Red versus Blue, I had to encode in 3 different formats: DivX, WMV, and QuickTime, and in 2 different resolutions. Because you'd record a QuickTime, people go, "I don't watch stuff in QuickTime."
Were you doing that all in one go, or did you have to manually do each one?
Hours.
It was a whole day of the process for putting out Red versus Blue. Now you just go upload, go to lunch, and it
Yeah,
like
and YouTube does them all for you.
it does everything for
you.
you.
You couldn't encode everything either out of the same program. So you had to have like one program that outputted the WMV, another one that outputted
Windows Media encoding.
the DivX, and another one that outputted QuickTime.
Yep.
So it's like you couldn't even. I mean, you could do them at the same time, but it's
And-
it's all like
and
running at the
I
same
couldn't
time.
even export in one of them to start with out of Premiere. I had to export in the DVRex format, an AVI file, then take that. So it was 7 exports to make one fucking video.
And they were billed as the high res files. which is
640 by 480.
which is standard def.
Oh yeah.
High res was standard def.
If you got a 640 by 480
Because
video
that's-
today, you'd be like, "What
That's
is
where
this
like
garbage?"
TV was. TV was.
Mm-hmm.
It became high def, and then everything else was catching up, and now it's the other way, where it's like 4K is much more common now on the internet.
It's so funny too because like I look at 60 frames per second now for video footage and for movies, or 48 frames in movies, and I'm like, I don't like it. It doesn't do anything for me. I can't stand it.
I like it in games.
But I remember my parents were. I don't even care in games. I'll go with 30 frames per second and be totally fine. But my parents, like when they got a high def TV, they just left it on standard def. They didn't like the look of high def. I'm like, you're insane.
Mm-hmm.
You're insane. But it's weird. It's because they lived their whole lives with standard def TV, and they were like, that's good enough for us.
I
That's
see
what
that
TV looks
all
like.
the time, and it drives me crazy. To
Drives
see
me-
like a giant HD TV and it's fuzzy. You're like, are you
Yeah.
watching that?
I think it was as simple as my parents was. You're watching the standard def version of the channel. Here, if you go to channel 5, if you go to channel 105,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the high
HD.
def version on your cable. And they'd be like, "Oh, I don't want to go to a different channel." It's like, what? That's just who cares?
They wouldn't even
It was
know.
just like, no, don't want to deal with all
I
that.
had two different friends who bought HD TVs, probably still 720
Wow,
back then.
bragging about it. You
But
must know some really-
both of them never set their 360s to HD. They just thought like because the TV it was
Oh.
plugged into the TV.
That's right. On the 360, you had to
Yeah.
like switch that little
And,
toggle.
and when it was the blades, you could tell by eye like everything was slightly like misshapen in standard def. It was like differently formatted because I guess it was harder to read. So not only did they just like upscale it for HD, they like moved it around too. So it actually looked different. Like the dashboard looked different in standard def. So I immediately when they turned the TV on, I was like, it's not an HD, buddy.
yeah. Oh.
Been wasting all this time.
I was playing Castle Crashers with the boys this weekend. For some reason, Teddy got a bug up his butt to play Castle Crashers, and it's one of the backwards compatible. There's also a remastered version, but we were playing the 360 backwards compatible version of it because we had save files for that. And had the Xbox Live arcade slate at the front of the game. It had the little pop-ups that looked like the 360 on it. It was fucking awesome. I love the 360. I miss the 360 actually.
360 was great.
It was a really, really great console, and it's it's crazy. It's just like it's too bad they had to like just abandon the whole aesthetic for something new. You always want things to change, but it's like looking back at that, I never got tired of the 360 after 8
Everything-
years. It's
Well,
pretty impressive.
initially, the blades sucked, but like once it got better, once they got through that,
I never had that big issue.
the
with
blades were so fucking slow. It was awful. Like going from one blade to another.
the guide was always slow.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could change two things or one thing on each of the consoles now, and they'd be so much better. Like, I wish you could just change the way trophies are handled in the PlayStation. Something about it just like drives me nuts. And
They're not even in any order. Like you
I
unlock
know.
a trophy and it's in like the middle of the list.
It depends on the game too. Like,
Oh, really?
It totally depends on it. And now it's like on the Xbox One, that's always been their kind of standout is the way they handle achievements. Now when you go to the Game Hub and you see like rankings with all of your friends and different stuff. Have you done that
Yeah.
yet? I fucking love that for stuff like Far Cry and Just Cause. But on the Xbox, it's just like they keep changing the interface just as I finally get used to it. And I recognize that it's not great. Like now to sign in where everything's on like this left sidebar.
It's a clunky turd.
And then when you go to the top and you go over to the store, and as soon as you go to the store tab, it breaks out.
Yeah,
and
it breaks
all-
out into all this other stuff. You're like, what? Where am I now?
Yeah.
Like, what am I highlighted on?
Yeah, and I assume that will get better over time. The one thing I would change though is the fucking buttons that I still don't know what they are on the controller.
Oh, what do you call them?
The square buttons and the list button.
Anytime in the game when they're like, hit this button, open your map. Which
I
one
get
is
it wrong
that? Like,
each
I have to,
time.
I have to look at my controller.
Yeah.
Like I still don't know which is which.
Is it lines in a notebook or two windows overlapped?
It's just horrible. It's really
The
horrible.
one thing I like about the Xbox One to this day is the controller. It's a magnificent masterpiece controller. The
I think they're
actual
cheaper, though.
interface.
My left shoulder button. Do you call them bumper buttons or shoulder buttons? What do
the
you call 'em?
bumpers
Left
Bumpers?
bumper.
and the triggers.
Yeah, the bumper buttons. My LB button. That thing is always breaking on me. If
like
I ever
the draw-
drop it, it's like that thing just breaks.
Maybe you just have like a really strong index finger on your left hand.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe it's
Every-
the RB used to be the bad one on Xbox 360 because that was
Yeah.
that was melee.
If you had to be your thumbs you're breaking it with.
Everything does suck on that Xbox One though. Everything that was easy before. Like, watching a Blu-ray sucks. Have you tried watching a Blu-ray on Xbox One?
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it?
It just crashes all the time.
No.
Sometimes
Never-
it needs an update in the middle of the movie.
I've never experienced that.
Never
I think
experienced that
yours
either.
is just fucked up.
I think my crap's broken, man.
Oh, I'm so.
Watching a Blu-ray is one of the easiest things on it.
I've had so many people offer to help me with my iPhone because I've been complaining about it. And there's lots of people who listen to the podcast who also, I guess, work at the Genius Bar. And I've had a lot of offers to help. I've taken up one person on the offer, and they tried to help me over chat. And it was just like, yeah, your thing's busted. It's like, yeah. So, you know what the new problem with my app is? Or my iPhone?
What's that?
The activity app is gone. It's like part of the software for the iPhone.
It's like you can't delete that.
You can't delete it if you want to get rid of
right.
it.
If you spotlight it, it doesn't show up.
Got nothing. And I'm
Just
trying.
look it out, let's see.
I'm trying to use. I don't actually know where my phone is right now. I think it's in my office.
The fact that your Siri doesn't do anything is the most bizarre part
Not
to
only
me.
does she not do anything, she goes, "Uh-oh." It's like they must have
I'm sorry.
programmed in this cheeky response for when things were going to go wrong.
She took the health app with her when she left.
Yeah, she fuck
Sucks
you.
for you.
Yeah, she wanted me getting in good shape after the breakup. Yeah, so my phone wasn't syncing to the app, right? So I had just a month where it was blank, no activity from my calorie goals and all that other stuff.
Oh, your watch.
My watch, yeah, sorry, my watch. The activity app exists on my watch, but it wouldn't sync with the phone.
Because it doesn't exist.
So I unpaired the watch from the phone, then repaired the watch and set it up as a new watch because that was one of the fixes. Then the app disappeared, and it was like this is gone.
Are we at the bitch about Apple portion of the podcast?
I guess we are.
They just brought out a bunch of crap.
We definitely have
Didn't they,
segments
today?
It
on
was
this
the
podcast,
most
right?
forgettable announcements ever today.
Well, it was all like under the pro stuff. So
It was
no one
like,
cared.
oh,
I like
we
that
want to
iPad
be
Pro. By the way.
environmentally friendly. How long did they spend talking about that?
I didn't see it.
It was like 15 minutes of we're going to be 100% renewable. It's like, who gives a fuck? We're here to see products. We don't want to hear about this shit.
It's like when they list the new features of a new product. It's like, it does this resolution, and it's like green, and it's got all these. It's like, don't list that. That's not a feature that people seek out.
Yeah, they reduced the price on the Apple Watch, introduced some new bands. They made a smaller, shittier iPhone.
When are they gonna have the next iteration of the iWatch or Apple Watch?
Who knows? No comment about that. And then
gonna
they
be
made
this
another
year.
iPad Pro.
Is it a smaller one?
Yes. It's like I mean, it was literally no announcement I cared about. They lost it. They're gone. I don't know. I watched it hoping there would be some announcement, hoping there'd be a new anything I cared about.
Well, that's the next announcement. Will be the iPhone Pro.
Why even bother having this event? Was it just to announce we're making shitty iPhones now?
It's true. Usually, like the crap stuff just gets a silent.
Right. It's
store
just like,
push.
oh yeah, it's there. It
Store goes down for an hour, comes back up with new crap in it.
right. It's unbelievable.
You got your phone?
I do.
So spotlight activity.
You do it. It's all yours.
We're just bitching that they
While you're at it,
announced
smash the
crap.
phone. You know why I was listening to you? I think it's because
not there.
Apple. It's not there. It's crazy. It's
Is that not it?
It might be in iTunes. You unsynced it there or something.
Is that
But
not it?
I didn't go into
you
iTunes.
cannot get rid of activity.
Is this not it?
No, that's health. That's different.
Oh.
Yeah, which also then
Wait,
health.
what version of iOS are you running?
The most up to date 9.2
3?
This is the one. I
What's
don't know
it
whatever
called?
it is.
It's just called Activity?
Do you have an Apple Watch?
No.
Then you won't have it.
Oh.
But there's no way to install. Anyway, we're off on this horrible tangent. But you know what it is about Apple?
I have it.
Fuck off. Apple is. Does it have data from like the whole month on there? From like your past whatever?
Yeah, some from today.
Yep. Well, yeah, and you have the month. Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. Just
Well, you don't have activity.
So I don't know what's going on. I don't
Do
know
you
what's
think
going
that
on.
maybe you're dead?
No,
Like
Yeah.
maybe
No pulse?
Siri doesn't respond to you?
no.
I don't
Sorry,
talk to the
Bernie.
dead.
I only talk
I
to
think
the
I got a
living.
dud
You don't
iPhone.
exist.
How can I talk to something I don't believe in?
So I think Apple is feeling that they are losing the position as a cool tech company
Because they're overpriced
to
as heck.
Tesla.
Oh.
Because Tesla just announced that their battery factory is like 100% off the grid. They're the factory in which they build all those batteries, aside from the fact that they need like lithium salts from South America.
Hey, let's forget about that.
Yeah. Aside from that, it's like it's totally off the grid. Like it's renewable energy. Like
So they
runs the
can't
whole
make
factory.
they can't make their own lithium.
It's not off the grid. People will say that means something specific. I'm sure it's on the power grid, but they are touting the fact that the Gigafactory runs entirely
On its own
on
power.
renewable
When's
energy.
Tesla going to make phones?
That's a good question. Apple supposedly wants to make a car. I've heard that a bunch
Really?
of times. Google's making a car. So
I think Apple's feeling the pressure from stockholders. I think that they're seeing slower growth and they need to do stuff to try to create growth. So they're doing things like creating shittier, cheaper phones and
Like the
shittier,
C?
cheaper iPads.
I like you call them shitty, but
Although
really
they made the
just
iPad
affordable.
Pro, and that thing's pretty fucking awesome.
Have you got one?
No, it's like $1,000. If I'm spending $1,000, I'm getting night vision goggles. I've said that before.
Yeah,
It should-
I wouldn't spend $1,000 on an iPad.
I've thought about it because we have creative meetings where you want to show stuff that people are working on, like concept art and trailers and things like that. And
But you just use your laptop for that.
yeah, but then it's like this laptop from all the way across that big conference table is like people are looking down at the end. This is like can't see.
Yeah, but the iPad Pro is not bigger than that.
But you could also hand it to people.
You can have people
You know
with
what I'm really
laptops.
curious about is the Surface Pro.
Oh, the one with the little hinge.
The Microsoft, not the Surface Book, but like the Surface Pro. It's like
The table.
it's like the tablet laptop thing.
Oh.
With
the
like the
hinge.
smart cover.
It's got the little hinge.
Yeah. They have two different ones. They have one that's like a laptop and one that's like the tablet with the smart
That's
cover.
too much effort. They need just one.
They need tables.
I think they
have
used to demo that.
Let's tell you
Yeah,
what
that's
you
called
need,
Surface.
tech
That was the
company.
future. Now no one has a. I don't have a table
From
with
the word
a screen in
of
it.
Rooster Teeth, here's what you need. Don't listen to everyone else.
Did you read about that crowdfunding project that's completely fucking tanked?
Again? Which one? I mean,
I know.
There's so
this is
many of
huge one.
them
It's
now.
the biggest one ever in Europe.
Did my vessel show up?
No, that's people keep messaging me because they sell the vessel in Apple stores. They sell the box with a cup in it.
The
But
one, like the one that they made because they couldn't make the vessel.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
The vessel is a cup that you poured stuff into it, and a little readout, according to the announcement video that they put out for this thing, would tell you that's beer. It's this many ounces. That means it's this many calories. And it would analyze your drink. And so I pre-ordered that for Gavin for Christmas 3 fucking years
Yeah.
ago at this point.
They realized they couldn't make it. They didn't know how to make it. So instead, they threw out a different vessel, which counts how many cups of water you've.
Right.
Yeah.
It counts how much water that you.
But it's like
It was a lie.
personalized based on your height and weight and all that stuff and your activity level.
Yeah.
Did they refund you?
No. They offered to give me a vessel prime for free though.
Oh, how could you
They
give
may
that
listen.
up?
They may have offered to let me get a refund. I'm not. What am I doing? I'm gonna sign up and do that for a refund. I'm just gonna wait.
Depends
it
how
out.
much it was. It was
Point of
$100.
pride at this point. We're getting that vessel cup. But this European Kickstarter, excuse me, crowdfunding project. I don't know if it was Kickstarter for like miniature drones. Just went like, oh yeah, we raised a bunch of money and worked on it for 2 years. We can't do that. Bye.
They just kept the money.
yeah.
Gone.
Yep.
Just gone.
$4.5 million gone.
Was it $4.5 million?
Oh,
Was that
that's
was?
what you said.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I was just about to
that?
verify that.
Damn. I'm going to crowdfund something.
And just be like, oh,
I'm going to crowdfund a crime. I'm going to steal $20 from each of you.
$3.6 million.
Damn. I want to steal $3.6 million from you, and you're going to help me do it.
So did they get sued then at that point?
Uh,
Or a
I
class action or
think
something?
probably that when they did this, I'm trying to think of my crowdfunding knowledge. I think it was right after we did the Laser Team crowdfunding campaign, which would have been late in 2014. Kickstarter introduced, they changed their user licensing agreement. Prior to that, it said you can't sue. Like this is a project. You're funding something, hoping that it'll happen. It might not happen, and you can't do anything about it. Then after enough people went through enough projects, which is a lot of projects on crowdfunding that don't ever happen, Kickstarter now changed the language saying you can't sue us.
Oh.
You can sue them, but you can't sue us. So this company may have done their Kickstarter. It was a Kickstarter. It was Zano, Z-A-N-O. And they may have done their Kickstarter at the point in time when everybody waived their rights to sue. And they could probably rely on that. Also, who are you going to sue? The company's out of business.
Yeah.
And all the people are off like doing something else.
As long as you can't sue Kickstarter, right? I mean, they get their money.
Exactly. You're not going to refund their 10% or whatever.
So
Here, let me
true.
That they take.
let me read this. I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is also brought to you by.
There's a new version of the iOS that came out today.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
said.
9.3.
Well, fuck, I'll get that then.
What?
I literally haven't looked. at
You're
my phone all day.
updating the day it came out.
Dude, my phone. What's the worst going to happen?
Yeah,
my phone's
he's
a
got
gigantic
broken
piece of shit.
phone.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I'm at their mercy now. I'm
Who?
with Apple.
Yeah.
I'm unhappy with everything, but I'm stuck. I can't jump ship.
I can't. I'm close. I'm right on the edge. I'm on the railing.
You
I just
gonna
gotta let
Android?
go. Yes.
You ain't do that.
Disable
I
your
would.
disable your
You're gonna be a
iMessage.
green
Because I
recording.
don't think about it as moving to Android. I think about it as moving to the Google ecosystem. Like I mean I use Gmail, all that stuff. Like I don't use the mail clients on Mac. I just don't do that.
Oh, I do.
You know, you use Mail.
I use
Mail
iMail,
on
yeah.
Mac is a fucking piece of shit.
Here we go.
It has been terrible. Snow Leopard was the last time it worked.
I just got an error while checking for the update. His phone, man, is unbelievable.
Worst thing about mail client on phone, you're searching for an email,
Ugh.
right? It auto completes to something, and sometimes you press that, and then you turn out that wasn't what you're looking for. But you can't go back to where you were typing to adjust it. It erases the whole thing. And you have to
Right.
start typing again.
Really?
Start over.
Also,
Genius.
how have we reached the point now where mobile content developers, they'll make, like, if I'm on my phone and I'm on Reddit and it said, here's an article about the Kickstarter in Europe that just collapsed. I'd like to read that. So you click on it, and it's a site that I would never normally go to, which is okay. You know, I'm reading a different article. But it seems like now the common methodology for delivering content on mobile is, here's the article. Now immediately here is a full screen ad that covers the whole thing, and there's no way to get rid of it. And I can't go back. I can't do anything. It's like literally, the content was there for 2 seconds,
Yeah.
and now it's just
Or
gone
it's
forever.
like, get the app.
Yeah.
And you have to press on it.
or get the ad.
Or
yeah.
they'll do that thing where it's like, tap here to show full article. And then they'll time it so that as you're about to hit it, an ad pops up in front of it, and you end up tapping on the ad. You're like, no, what? Oh, I don't want to download this.
Something I just read.
Everything's annoying.
Everything's annoying.
You know
But
what's
so
not
great.
annoying? Prospects of a steak off.
So
When is that happening?
I spoke to
That was meant to be this week.
I spoke to Gus this weekend about it, and I said, "Are we doing the steaks?" He said to me on Sunday, "Yeah."
Hold on. You said you talked to me this weekend, then you said I replied on Sunday. I want to clarify. You talked to me on Sunday night, and I answered immediately on Sunday night. The way you phrased it,
Everything I said was correct.
the way you phrased it sounded like there was a
Yeah, I
long
mean,
pause.
he didn't have a lie in there.
That's
I-
true.
he was
but that
accurate.
sneaky.
It does okay. So I messaged Gus yesterday, Sunday, and I said, "Are we doing the steak off tomorrow?" And he replied back very promptly that, good question.
Nope.
What? I'm paraphrasing here. I'll talk to Patrick and see if he can get together a grill for us. And I was like, well, it's like 9:00 at night on a Sunday. I don't want to get Patrick like running around if we haven't done any prep for it now.
Yeah, but Monday is the day to be doing that.
Yeah, I felt like
Then
we
your
should
whole
do
day
it
is kinda ruined.
the next week.
Getting a grill?
If you're searching for a bunch of stuff and prepping, they got other shows.
I mean, come on.
On a Monday?
Let's do this right, Gavin. Do you just want to have a fucking grill just sitting here in the middle? We'll probably all die of like carbon
So
monoxide.
we're probably going to
poisoning.
put it right outside the bay doors and have a wireless camera.
I also need a burner with a what's a cast iron skillet. That's what I'm bringing.
All right.
Hope you're ready
I'm
for
thinking.
this.
I'm
Why don't
thinking
you make it
April.
real and bring your own grills?
I don't want
I
to
don't
transport
grill.
a grill.
I'm gonna bring the thing I use to cook steaks.
Okay.
April 11th.
April 11th?
April 11th.
What? What day is today?
Today's
That's
the
like a
21st.
month away.
It's like 3 weeks away.
What about next week?
What's April 4th?
April 4th, we're debuting the new podcast set.
What about
Oh, did I spill something? Maybe.
March 28th?
Patrick's going to be out of town, and I might skip next week's podcast. I might be out of town.
It'll be okay, guys. It'll be okay.
So then after that, April 4th, and then April 11th. April 11th.
I hate Apple.
So we can't do it when we have the new set. We don't want to get it
I
dirty
want
the
to
first
take-
day.
Yeah, if we're going to be on the new set, I'd rather show
That'd be
the new
funny
set.
though if the first episode on the new set we left it immediately.
Yeah, right. It's like, all right, here it is. Bye. It's like walk out the
Do the
fucking
whole
door.
thing outside.
I haven't seen the new set yet.
Me neither.
Was it good?
We should go look at it.
Go look at it.
Marcus said he would set up a thing for us to look at it.
Look at it.
Look at it. And I don't want to say we're going to debut it at any certain point in time, just because we want to make sure that like we're all happy with it before we put it up. There's no rush.
How about this? How about this? We push it. We push the debut, and we have the steak in its place.
Instead of a new set, we have steaks.
I'd rather have the new set first.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I want delicious food.
You could have that any day. I've been sitting on this goddamn couch for fucking years.
How often does Gus cook
Look at
your
this
steak?
set. You're going to miss this set. Look at the gold curtains. Look at
What
the
are we
big
going to do with
logo.
this set?
What?
What do we do with this set?
Burn
Burn it.
Burn it.
Burn it. We'll give it a. We'll
gonna-
do a new crowdfunding campaign.
Can
and
we
we'll give it away
rig
as
it with
perk.
explosives in the base, have it all set up, and see how high we can get it?
Sure. Let's do that. Let's put like a bunch of rockets on
Gavin
it.
was very happy with your answer.
It's going to feel different because you and I think the couch is a lot smaller. So we're probably going to be like.
It's a more.
I try and
intimate
sit
setting.
as far away from you as possible.
well,
I've
that's
been
that's
trying
where
to
your
push
mic
Gus
is.
to make the everything a little more intimate, a little bit closer together, and every time he tries to do that, he gets us all further apart. And I'm not sure how that happens.
It's the way I live my life.
Gus does not like.
This is like
Collaborate.
2 sets. Like, look at this space that's wasted here.
I agree. We're too far apart.
High five, ready?
Oh wait,
Gus.
oh wait. Okay, I'm ready. Are we not looking?
Can I
Yeah,
give
we
you a
have to look
gaming
straight ahead.
recommendation?
Give me a
3,
recommendation.
2, 1.
So you should get on Steam. I'm not sure if it's a fan project or if somebody got the license for it. Masters of Orion. Maybe it's just Master of Orion. It's like a galactic civilization game. Look at Gus.
I'm familiar. I've never played the series, but I'm familiar.
So if you buy Master of Orion, is it Masters or Master?
Master of Orion.
Master of Orion. If you buy Master of Orion on Steam, you get all the previous versions of the game.
Interesting.
1, 2, and 3. The new one doesn't have a number. It's just Master of Orion. Then you should get it. Gus, you will love this game.
Am I going to disappear?
Yes. Yes, you will.
Okay.
Also, you should level up your Division character so we can play Dark Zone.
Oh, okay.
And we can shoot people who get loot.
Let's play Division. I play a good amount of the Division.
I can totally go dark side on that game.
do it.
Like, just like sit there and like
Let's just go and
shoot people
ruin
trying to
other
get on their
people's
helicopters
extractions.
or trying to put their loot on a helicopter. Yeah, I could totally do that.
So we had the trailer for that documentary finally come out today.
Yeah.
The thing you filmed seemingly forever ago.
It was in February, early February. That does seem like a long time ago.
Yeah, that's going to be the second in our documentary series that we're doing.
Sherish.
I didn't say serious, did I?
Sherish.
There were.
You're fine.
I'm looking forward to seeing how that came out. There were a lot of fun things
You
that
were
happened as a result
you
of it.
were featured heavily in that documentary.
Was I? Have you seen it already?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Well,
seen it
like
too.
because you take away everything, and you're the evil.
I was
one.
very happy about it. I'll
You
say
were.
that.
Blaine described you as like whipping his computer off of the cord, and you're just like, "This is
I
mine
might
now."
have. I might have broken his computer. I don't know.
Yeah, that was really fun, cool experience to be part of. I'm excited for people to see it.
Yeah, it's fun. It'll be a fun one. And then we have some other ones. I think we're going to have a total of 4 this year that we're producing. They might not all come out this year, but
Documentaries?
we're going to be making 4 documentaries this year. And that's the first of 4. But we should have documentaries as a regular part of our slate going forward.
We also today
Gavin and I are going to
on.
be taking a little trip for the next one.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah, you listen. You trying to organize travel with Gavin.
Oh, it's how many times do we travel? I've traveled with you more than anyone.
Only
in the
when
company.
somebody else is doing it. If like we're setting it up, then it's like
But you have people to do that for you.
what?
What?
To set up travel.
You're the problem. I'm good. You're the problem.
How?
Well, I don't have people that work for me to deal with you. They deal
They're
with me.
just people who work at this company.
So you're saying if I give you a date, you're there.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say yes immediately.
You're gonna have to prep for this. You're gonna have to medically
some,
prep. You're gonna
get shot up.
What
Yeah.
did you get?
You'll still find out.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
Anyway, today.
You guys getting sounding done?
I wish, Gav, you're totally looking at that GIF when we're done here.
I'm absolutely
Post
not.
show, I'm gonna show you that GIF and you're gonna watch it. You will
Sounding
laugh.
GIF.
So what were
Reddit.
what
I'm
were you
looking for
saying?
me. I'm looking for me.
You were saying something about what else happened today?
Oh, we filmed episode 200 of Minecraft, which was.
And-
That 100 went way faster than the last 100.
You guys also launched the new Let's Play stuff.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for the update, Gavin.
I was talking about Minecraft.
Well, this is the Achievement Hunter
Yeah.
related.
New logo in that.
Yeah, looks good. I like it. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, you're responding. You're just
I can't
staring.
Wasn't what I was talking about.
I can't find it. I'm not looking anymore.
Okay, thank God.
I'll look some other time. I like the new logo. I like also the new like bumpers for the Let's Play.
It's just like it's like cool.
They remind me of the channel. Well, nobody knows what Channel 4 is.
I know
but
Channel 4 is.
Yeah, they had like idents like a decade ago that were very similar to those.
Yeah,
It's like
it makes me think of
Very
like,
random and very sort of.
like Channel 4, MTV, and like Adult Swim kind of stuff, where it's just like atmospheric and doesn't necessarily go with the content. It's just like building brand.
Yeah, and often just very satisfying to stare at.
No, I like them. I made a couple. I'm gonna try
I
to see.
saw, I've seen
I'm
yours.
gonna try to see if I can get them approved for use. It was like real fast, just like a dumb idea.
You should probably
Like,
submit at least 10 of those.
oh, I've gotten more. It's like that's all. I just wanted to get a couple in now, and then I'm just gonna keep pumping them out.
And you know they're good because they took you 11 seconds to make.
It took about 90 seconds to make them, to make 5.
Genius.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
there they
there's
are.
a breakdown of the logo.
Oh, we did a breakdown?
Someone did, not us.
Oh. Because that looks like it's posted by Achievement Hunter.
It was.
Yeah, but we didn't make it.
Oh.
Someone else here
Someone else
who
at the
made the
company.
logo.
It's very cool.
I believe Patrick made that.
Yes.
Patrick
Schmitty.
Schmidt.
Schmitty.
And one other thing I want to mention before we go was we're going to have those Ruby Tug screenings
Yes.
coming up. When is that? Is that in
That's in April.
April? Oh, that was May. Okay, it's
April 27th and 30th, and then May 1st as well. Those
And
are
is
all-
that volume 1?
Volume 1.
Okay.
And then there's also going to be some extra footage shown there for anybody who goes. There's going to be some trailers for new shows coming up and some other things that you'll get to see if you go to the screenings. And a 25% discount in the store.
I'm starting a new channel.
TeamRuby.com.
You're starting a YouTube channel?
Sure, why not? I'm gonna start a new series where we take life hacks and we compare how long it takes to do the life hack as opposed to actually just doing the regular thing. Like, I was working on my house this weekend, and I remembered a life hack where when you're drilling a hole in drywall, you should get a Post-it note and like tear it a little bit and make like a little V shape and put it on the wall right below where you're drilling so it catches all the drywall
long did it
dust.
take you to
That's
find a
actual dust,
Post-it
Gavin.
note?
Drywall
Yeah.
dust. And it was like, then I had to go find Post-it notes in my house. Then I was trying to figure out this, like, what's the geometric shape I need to tear to, like, get it going. And I'm like, is this really faster than fucking sweeping?
Just cleaning. Just get a Swiffer and fucking wipe the floor.
2 seconds, it would be done. And it's like, instead I'm, like, hunting all over for, like, 10 or 15 minutes.
I feel like there's some kind of... There's something in the human mind that a lot of clickbait titles tap into. Like the one weird trick. You always see that in clickbait titles. Like,
Yeah.
this one weird trick will save
You
you
beat the
20%.
system. You're beating the system.
Right.
There is
Yeah.
one life hack that is tremendous, though.
What is it?
And that is how to fill a bucket with a tap. Because you can't never fit a bucket in your sink because buckets are big.
What's the life hack?
You get a dustpan from a dustpan and brush, and you just shove that under the tap, and the spout where you shove the brush,
Yeah.
like funnels it into the bucket, and the bucket's on the floor. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's cool. What if you want to drink out of the bucket, though, later? Then you're like, you have dustpan water.
Yeah, like what if you're going to sit down to like marathon Breaking Bad? You're like, I'm going to drink out of this bucket of water so I don't have to get up and pause.
Got your 5-gallon Home Depot bucket.
Well, like dustpan dust floats, so just put a hose into the bottom of the bucket.
This is the Dust podcast.
Dust doesn't sink.
Does dust float on
So,
water?
guys, if you ever want to purify water,
Or does
just
dust
wait
float
and
on
then
lava?
skim the top, and then it's all good. Just
Look at
drink
this.
away.
Look at this. Bloody amazing.
Ah.
You've never seen anything like it.
That's pretty cool.
No.
What?
That's dumb.
Smart.
That bucket obviously would fit under that that sink in this scenario.
That smug, go back and look at that guy's smug fucking look on his face at the end of that video. He's like, oh, look at me. I'm going to fill this bucket with a fucking dustpan. Oh, I thought I'd rock my fucking Vans and my white socks and do that. That's how I roll, bitch. That guy's coming for your girl, dude.
What life hack did he have to cut his own fucking hair?
I'm sure he's a very lovely man.
So is that a life hack channel or is that a life hack show?
I think
What
it was
that?
channel. Channel.
Wow.
Wow, there's more than one of them.
What is your issue with dust?
We just talked about it a lot.
I don't know
Your
why
whole
you're so angry
podcast
about it.
dust.
There's dust all over our lives at all
But
times.
how many
Butt
times
dust.
can a conversation lead to you talking about dust in one evening? It's been like 5 or 6 times.
You
you've
brought
come
up dust with the dustpan.
I just didn't. I thought you were talking about the dust. Okay, never mind. We're fine.
Okay,
Right.
we're good.
I'm good. He's right. It was all me. I brought up dust all night long.
Bernie, why are you obsessed with
It was
dust?
100% my fault.
Dust on the top,
Yeah, butt dust.
grit on the bottom, middle is safe.
You're drinking out of the middle. Is that what you're doing? Gross.
Another one bites the dust.
It's about time to wrap up. I do want to remind everyone, if you want to take the podcast with you on the go and you don't have access to a video player, you can also download the podcast from iTunes. So subscribe, check it out there. And we put all of our podcast products out there. I think we have it on a lot of different platforms like iTunes, iHeartRadio,
And it's
TuneIn.
free.
Google Play?
Probably everywhere. So just check it out.
You know
download
what
them,
you can do
take
with
'em with you.
podcasts? You can package them up and sell them later.
That's an interesting idea.
The ultimate collection. And you just sell it for like $2.
Maybe we should do that. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.
Love you.
Bye.
right.
It's the Rooster Teeth podcast for a shitload of well good chat. You get Gus, Burnie and Matt, who could argue with that. Ben and Gavin free, they flew over the sea. Michael and Brandon and Kerry and Miles, Barbara, Chris and Blaine on the couch flashing smiles. Then there's Jeff, who we don't see anymore. He walked out of the podcast metaphor.